Swirling. Okay. All righty.
It says
All
it's
right.
live.
Yep, we are live. We
Hello,
are
everyone.
live.
Hello,
We didn't
hello,
do
hello.
a we running late as shit. I know. So we ain't do a countdown. So y'all just come on in. We're gonna do our Regis and Kathy Lee banter right quick. And
Ah,
yeah, just let y'all come on in the room. So yes, it is today is my birthday officially, July
happy
28th.
birthday
Thank you. And
to
yesterday was Lavonda's
you.
birthday. I love that. I love my serenade. Today was a crazy, crazy day. I just got here this morning and haven't been. I ain't slept since yesterday because I didn't sleep before the flight. I was up all night before the flight packing. Oh, thank you, NJ Kenon. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. I was up all night because I worked yesterday. Because y'all know I work. I'm a normal person. I worked and then I had to go get ready for this plane 6 o'clock in the morning that I didn't even like. I made it by the skin of my ass. Like the door was closing at 5:40. I was running down the whatchamacallit, the little hallway thing in Philadelphia, and I seen, you see your gate. My gate was like, I don't know what F15, whatever the hell it was, and you see it like all the way down, and you just like running. And I had flip flops on, so I couldn't even really run good. I had my bags and the flip flops on, and I'm just like, ugh, ugh. But I made it. Literally, like that door closed at 5:40. And I got there at like
Ah,
5:39, and I was just like, damn. They go, I said, because I don't have the real ID. I don't have the real ID because I don't believe in being a part of the government. Like, I'm the government
I get
surveillance
that.
thing. I feel like the real ID is like a government. Like, it's like, what is it for? Like, what do we need this for? This is not like we already have ID. So like, I wasn't really keen on the real ID. So, when you don't have real ID now, they used to be when I went to go see my cousins. I went to my cousin's wedding last year. They would basically, I was scared. I didn't know whether they were going to take me or not take me or turn me around, whatever. And I got up to the line, and basically they say, like, do you have your ID? Whatever. They put your ID in a little machine. Oh, you don't have real ID. They give you a little paper that tells you go get real ID, and then you keep going
Right.
through. And literally, like I would say like every like fifth person didn't have it, so I didn't feel bad. I'm like, oh, okay, people like don't really have this thing. Okay, that's fine. Every fifth person didn't have it, so granted, I was no big deal. But then they were saying that they were going to inflict an $18 fee, which was like, whatever. Then now it's like, then I heard they were going to do a $45 fee. So this morning I was on the line. I'm getting ready. I'm like, I have my credit card because I'm like, I guess they're going to take your ID, tell you got to pay $45. I have my credit card out, whatever. It's a thing. You got to scan a QR code. You got to fill out a document. You wouldn't even fill out a document. They just want your credit card information. Like, they don't give a fuck about whether you're a terrorist. Like, this is such bullshit. Like, it's none of that. It's not safety. None of it. They just want your money. Literally, you fill out a form, you go through this whole shit. It has nothing to do with your ID. They ask you for your name or nothing like that outside of your credit card information. So it's not like we're checking your ID. Like, they make it sound like we have to verify. They're not verifying shit. They just taking $45 from you. It's such bullshit.
But then that's the
What?
crazy thing, Benji, because okay, so you get a real ID. For me, I never got it because I use a passport.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That's what.
so the bigger thing is you don't get the real ID, but then you're at the counter with the TSA agent, say, hey, stand in front of this camera and take this picture. You all take that picture. Let me give you guys a piece of advice. You do not have to take that picture. You can respectfully decline and keep it moving, and they can't do anything but now make you scan your boarding pass when they maybe hadn't done that already. But it is your 100% American right to not stand in front of that camera. Let them do face ID. All not to say that there aren't cameras and everything in the airport anyway, but make them work for it. You don't have to take that picture. If I'm all of you, I would respectfully decline. It doesn't delay you. It doesn't like you might have a 1 second delay while he actually now makes you scan your or she makes you scan your boarding pass. But that's your right. Do not stand in front of that camera when you hand your ID over to the TSA person. And don't get in the camera because you're in a rush because somebody else is taking their picture and jump in the picture with them because you're in a hurry. But that's your right.
Well, they don't even do the picture no more. They just
Yes, they do.
they take this QR code and go pay this money. They didn't ask me picture. They did the picture thing before. Now it's just like, oh, just give us $45. So now it's just like, because it's a ruse. It's not really doing anything. Just take my money. That's what it's all about. Just take the fucking money. When you fill out the form, if you guys can actually go, if you look up, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Real Pay or ID Pay or something like that, whatever. It's literally a website through the TSA, and they just ask you a credit card information. Like that's literally it. Like there's no safe.
That's
There's
all
no
Real ID was, to get $1 billion
more
off the
money.
American
Yeah,
public to make
yeah,
them
it's
get
bullshit.
an alternate ID. That's
And
really
have
what Real
and
ID
have
was.
like a national registry, which is why I don't like it. My libertarian streak, like, it
That
doesn't
part you
think like
can't get
that.
around. That part, if you file your taxes, you're in a national registry. If you, so
Yeah.
that part, I never even really worried
Another
about. It's
one.
that photo at the TSA that I will never take. You
Well, yeah,
won't
I'm
get
sure
my
that.
pupils. You
Yeah,
won't
I'm
get
sure
it.
they're trying to get you in
You
some
won't get it.
some database for them to be able to, like, some mark of the beast type weird bullshit. I'm sure, which is like, yeah. So I went through that this morning, and I thought I was gonna miss my flight. I was like, oh, I'm about to fucking miss this flight. I'm gonna have to just buy another. I resigned myself to it, because and then they do this thing now where, like, when your stuff goes through, you don't just like push your stuff through like it used to. No. There's like these 3 little things now where you put your little, the little gray thing or whatever, you got to put your little stuff in, and then it goes and it takes it on its own time. So it's not like you pushing it through, like the machine will
Actually,
take
that's
it.
not okay. Another heavy traveler tip.
Yeah,
Watch, don't push, don't let anything roll down on its own and you decide to go on and through and the scanner. No, you make sure you watch your goods until they get inside the machine,
yeah,
because theft is so heavy at in the airport in Atlanta, in New York, in Chicago, because people walk through there in a rush, throw their stuff in the basket, run through the scanner. Meanwhile, TSA then picked up something out your wallet, picked up your sunglasses. Look, rule of thumb, don't ever leave anything unattended when you're traveling. That's probably the only good message that goes over the loudspeakers in the airport. Please don't leave anything unattended. That's the only good message. Don't leave your shit unattended. But yeah, no, watch your shit. Like,
you have to.
watch
See,
your
the thing is
shit.
that you travel way more than I do, because again, I don't
I
have a
do.
passport. I may get on a plane like once a year. Like the last time I was on a plane
Once a
was
year, Benji. It's a whole
October
big
2020.
world out there.
October 2025 was the last time I was on the plane. It was October 2025. I don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere.
What?
I don't go nowhere.
No.
And Laverne just snuck in, looking all skinny. So I seen Laverne for the first time today ever. We've never actually met in person, and she's much smaller. I think, how they say like photos like add like weight or whatever to you. And I was like,
Right.
first thing I said, I was like, oh my god, you're so little. Like, you're so little in person. Like, oh my gosh. Like it's weird how cameras like add weight, because she's like super little in person. I'm like, you're so little. Like, I had no idea you'd be this little in person. And she has such a big personality. You'd think she'd just be like a
Right.
big person. She's like
Right.
this little eensy teensy person. Like, I had no idea, but yeah, so I don't travel very much. I'm more of a driver. I was a truck driver, so I'm used to driving all across the country and whatever. So I like to drive. I'm not really I don't mind it, but I just don't fly very often. That's why I never wanted to get the real ID. I never saw the point of it. I guess I'll get a passport. I had a passport, but it expired. I never used it. So like, for 10 years, like I never used it. So I haven't been out of the country. I mean, I
Go
went to
get you a
Canada.
passport.
I
Go
went to
get
Canada
yourself
when
a
I was a
passport.
kid. My mother preached in Toronto. We drove from New York to Toronto when I was a kid. I was maybe like 8 or 9. That's the only time I've been out of the country. We saw Niagara Falls. You're
Go get a
the world traveler
passport,
here. I know. Like, you're
Benji.
like, you got holdings in Africa and shit. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine that type of life.
Go
Can't even
get a
imagine.
passport, Benji.
I
You are
will.
missing the entire world.
I do want to go to
America
Europe.
is a great country, but there are countries that are just beautiful and warm, and the food is magnificent, and the
I
air
mean,
is clean. And,
the only place I
it's,
want to go is Europe and some parts of Asia, like Hong Kong, whatever.
I'm
I want to go where
sorry.
people speak
How
English.
how did you not say Africa? How did you
See,
not say that?
that's your vibe, the Africa thing. Like, I'm still scared of Africa. I'm sorry.
Heidelberg?
I'm still scared of Africa. I'm sorry. I need them to do a little more for
Why?
me to be like, because
Oh
you
my
got the
God.
vaccines. Do you have to take vaccines to go out there, right?
Look,
Go-
you get a shot for malaria, or you can take Molarone pills. Like, you don't necessarily have to be vaccinated for these things
Okay,
that
so
they
I don't
used
do
to
the
make you get
vaccination.
a yellow card for. You
Okay, so
know,
you don't do the vaccination. I don't do the
I'm
vaccination. My
thinking I'm
friend
just
did
gonna
this
pop
stuff.
over to Shanghai.
My
That's what
friend went
I'm
to
feeling like Shanghai right now.
My friend just went to Morocco last year.
Oh,
And
that's
she had a really nice time.
Morocco's really beautiful,
She
really
went to Morocco. It's like a
colorful.
Spain. She's like a Spain Morocco sort of
That's awesome.
situation. Spain, Portugal, Morocco. I
That's
mean,
great.
I wouldn't, but I want to start off slow. Let me do like London. I heard Paris is ghetto, and the Algerians rob you at Eiffel Tower. I've heard that a lot.
You'll get
You gotta
robbed
watch
in
that.
London too.
Yeah, I've heard that about I've heard that about them.
I
You
don't
gotta
like
watch
London.
that.
I don't like London at all.
Well, I don't know. I heard the food isn't all that great. Let me zoom out.
Food is
Hold on.
terrible in London.
Here. Yeah, I've heard the food is nasty. Oh wait,
Hey,
no, wait. How do we get into where we're both like? Hold on, I need to get where we're both in the thing. Group layout. I'm looking in the whatchamacallit here. I'm all in the settings here. You know, Laverne gonna pop in and out. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this the one.
You got it, bitch?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm, I do want to travel more. I need to find time to do it. I'm just, I'm, one day.
you have
I
to
will.
make time to do it.
I
You
do.
don't have to
I have to
find
make
it.
time
You
to
can
do
just
it.
make it.
And I'm always working and stacking my paper. See how little this woman is? She's so little.
Yeah.
Like she's so
Yeah.
tiny. So tiny.
So I guess that means that the fat bitch narrative won't work anymore.
Won't work. It ain't working for him. It ain't. As a matter of fact.
Like they would say on It's Raining Man, hate it.
So before we get into our first story, I wanted to. I know Trevor doesn't have that much time, so I want to be able to. I know we're starting like super duper late. This is so ghetto. It's like all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm so ghetto. Y'all know I'm ghetto. So anyway, it was a lot trying to get here, but I'm here. I wanted to talk about over the past weekend. So it's my birthday today, whatever. But we celebrated over the last weekend. I want to get into Laverne what you did for your birthday yesterday. But what I ended up doing is my sisters came. They came from Virginia. We went to go see Jill Scott in Philadelphia. And Jill Scott's from Philadelphia. It was a really, really great show. One of the things I was very annoyed by, actually, let me show y'all the picture of my little outfit if y'all didn't see it. I have my little outfit together. Hold up.
Yes, he did.
Here we go. Yeah,
Ooh, BG. Look at you.
My little outfit on. I put little things on, don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. So yeah, I have my little outfit on, green. Y'all know green's my favorite color. I have my green leather. My little. This isn't like actually sequin. It's like it's like these. It's like they're like these green kind of like squares, and like the suit's very breathable. Is what I liked about it because it's like good for like summertime. But anyway, we went to the concert. We saw Jill Scott and everything. But I don't know why I thought Kelly was now. But we saw Jill Scott and everything. But one thing Jill Scott did that I was very angry about at first, but now I got it once the show went on. She had a thing where she wouldn't let you have your phone. So like there's like at the venue, they would take your phone, the Met in Philadelphia, they put it in this little packet thing so you can't get to it. And I was very annoyed because like my birthday, I want to take footage because we were like really close. We had box seats. Jill was amazing, sound just like the record, did all the hits, and her being in Philadelphia, she didn't have to sing anything. She started doing the way, and it was just like she had to do it because we were all singing the song, is it the way? And like she had like 2,000 grown people in there like a choir. You love me, baby. So literally, she didn't have to do like no type of like. She hardly had to sing anything at all because it was just like, here you guys, like just sing. We were singing everything. But she took our phones. I was very annoyed by it. But once I got into the show and I saw how like engaged people were, because I do tend to go to concerts, but at concerts, everybody's in their phone. All you see is like everyone would take little pictures, little Snapchats, little Instagram, whatever. But the fact that like nobody had their phone, the whole audience was like so engaged and into it. And I was like, I see why she did it now. And I was like, I told my sister, I was like, I'm not even mad. I was very mad about this. I was like, my birthday, I want pictures of Jill on my story. And I was like, you know what? I'm not mad about this because everybody was just so into it. It felt so old school. It felt like the energy was just there and it was all concentrated on the stage. We all were living in the moment. Because I've heard Jill complain about this. I've heard Madonna make complaints about the same thing. Like a lot of these performers, they hate performing now because it's like everybody's in their phone like the whole time. Like you up there, putting your heart out, doing your whole thing, sweating on the stage, you about to have a heart attack. You see everybody in their phone like this, or they up there taping you. So it's like we're not looking at the show, we're looking at the show through our phone. You know what I mean? So when she did that, the energy from the show was just so much better. And I
Right.
totally see why more artists starting to do that now. So Jill Scott, I apologize to you. I was very angry with you, Jill Scott. But I apologize to you. You knew what you were doing, Mama, because that energy was crazy like that. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what's the last show you guys went to? Trevi, what's the last show you went to?
Kanye West.
Kanye. Okay. Did you have your phone out?
I'm at I'm at all the shows, so there'll be moments that are my favorite moments of the show that I'll pull out and record because that's some of my favorite moments in the performance. But for the most part, I'm filming the crowd. I'm filming just the energy and the vibe and the awe that's in these stadiums because it's just so powerful. Like there's no other artist that's performing on this level. And so for the most part, I'm not filming him. I'm filming the vibe and the power in the stadiums that he is actually bringing to life every time, every show. So, why do you guys have two windows on the screen?
What do you mean?
But actually, I just walked in, so that
Uh,
was something Benji was doing. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So there's
Two windows.
You
so
got, you
there
got one
there
here and you got one here.
Oh,
yes.
this is the long one. The long one's for Instagram. That's why. Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
level Instagram
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's a long way. But it's weird though because it cuts off like it's so annoying. But we got to figure out a better way to do Instagram. But it's not us. It's Instagram. Instagram has like a weird thing that it does where it cuts stuff, whatever. But I do it so people know. So if you're on Instagram and it looks weird, hop onto YouTube, hop onto X. But I just do it so people know that we're like, live and this is all going on. But if you're on Instagram right now, you're seeing this weird, hop on to like X or YouTube or any of the other things that we are streaming on. So Laverne, what was the last show you went to?
Well,
The Shy Lights. Golly,
Rubber Band Man. Damn. Just
Because first of all, I was a little girl back then when the Shy Lights was having concerts. But I was thinking about it, and then the first thing across my mind was like maybe MC Hammer.
MC Hammer
and Miss Chalet. But then I remember that I can't remember if it was like last year or the year before I did go to see Patti LaBelle in concert
here in Miami.
Yes, she was at it was at the Adrian Arts Center. It was Night Center, one of them.
Okay,
but that concert was like, oh my God, it was so awesome because this lady can really sing. She can perform. She can hit all of those notes, and not only that, her backup singers are phenomenal. I mean, each of them can carry their own. So it was really beautiful. She put on a great show.
Somebody loves you, baby.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Somebody loves me, baby.
Get it, Trader. You sound like one of the backup singers. So, and also she had one guy that did gospel, so they threw a little gospel in there on it. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful.
Actually, Anita Baker just kicked somebody out her show the other day for filming. Yeah, he's old school. They don't like the old school people. Don't like all that phone in their face. They don't like that. She just kicked somebody out. Anita mean. I still want to see her though, but Anita mean. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, I love Anita Baker.
And I've heard Mary J. Blige mean too. You ever met Mary? Is she mean?
I've met Mary J. Blige multiple times.
How is she? Is she mean?
No, I mean, Mary just always in her own. She really don't bother nobody. If she's coming out, it's because she wants to be out and have a good time. Because Mary's one of those people who if she don't want to come out, she's not gonna come out. And if you force her to come out in something, you're gonna see it in her vibe. You're gonna see it. She does not want to be there.
Mary do not want to be here. I think she mean.
Mary J. Blige is one of those people. Don't force her to go nowhere because that's what you're gonna get. But no, she just, if she's out and she wants to be out, she's gonna have a good time. She's minding her own business. She don't bother nobody. I don't have anything bad to say about Mary J. Blige. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go into our first story. This is something that you sent me. And it's so funny, Trevor, because we be here because you sent me the story and I saw it yesterday on X and I was just like, do I want to cover it? Because I felt like I didn't have it. I don't like to cover things if I don't have enough information. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have enough information on the subject or whatever, I don't just like to just talk about just random ratchet things that I don't know. But you had sent me the story today, and I was telling you, I was thinking about talking about this, and I was like, I asked you, I was like, when I was on my way here from my hotel, I was like, what do you know about this guy? What do we know about this? And you like, because I didn't know anything. You had the whole dossier. So there is this. I'll start it, and then you can intro it, and we'll show the video. So there is this Illinois, I believe he's a state senator who is someone that Trevia knows. He's been accused by this young guy, of saying that basically the guy was saying they were sleeping together. And it's the age-old story of, he didn't pay him the money, so now he's going and telling, and it's a whole thing. I didn't know if it was going to be really a real story that he would care about because the guy's Democrats, like gay on the Democrat. Well, that's not a scandal on the Democrat side. They're all freaking gay. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Biden had the tranny with the boobs at the White House. I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? That's not a scandal. So I didn't know whether this guy was married or what. So I wasn't really sure. And I was like, well, maybe we won't talk about it. I don't like to necessarily just, gay the show up. We don't have to. You know what I mean? If it's not relevant to anything. But when I brought it to you, and when you brought it to me, I was just like, did you know more about the guy? And you know a lot about this guy. So tell us more about this guy before we play the video of his accuser. Who is this man being accused?
So he is Emil Jones III. His father was very big in the Illinois General Assembly. His father was also a senator, Emil Jones, who was actually highly respected, in the days of Harold Washington, etc. So Emil, I guess, the family didn't want to give up power. So the father lobbied to where, okay, my son's going to come in and take my seat. Well, just a few years back, and Emil's always been that ugly, sneaky character.
Here you go.
Yes, he's always been that ugly, sneaky character. And being one of the top Black lobbyists in Chicago, I had to deal with everybody in the General Assembly. And so while the push to get medical cannabis patients a steady supply without Illinois allowing dispensaries to sell medical supplies to recreational customers because you only get 2.3% sales tax on medical cannabis, but it's 32% for the state if it's sold recreational. And so I was pushing a bill to get medical cannabis their 6-month by law supply. So I had to lobby every senator, every state congressperson to say, hey, will you, co-sign my bill? This bill is going on the floor. So I, had to deal with Emil a lot, sat in his office multiple times, said, hey, Emil, like you all preach and purport that you are, supposed to be doing the best you can for the citizens of the state of Illinois. This should be a simple no-brainer for you all. Will you come on to my bill? Emil's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So when it's time, now the bill gets on the floor. I find a senator to put the bill on the floor. Now I'm coming around to get co-sponsors for my bill. And so I'm like hitting up Emil. Hey, Emil, where you at? Where you at? Nothing. Like radio silence from Emil. I run into him in the hallways down at the state capitol. Hey, Emil, he go to run it. So shortly after, Emil gets indicted for bribery. He's taking money under the table to not come onto my bill and everything. Like he's taking money every which way, left, front, and center. And so, yes, and by the fluke of a fluke, he got acquitted, I think, last year. So he's now just coming back to where people will have any type of strength to even look at his ugly ass. And now here he comes with he's always talking about, oh, gay this and gay that and homosexual. And then he is now out on blast in the bed with somebody who has put him on blast for basically prostitution, which is in Illinois, prostitution is a crime. So
really?
Oh yeah.
Under Pritzker?
Under Pritzker, yes. Under Pritzker. So now we have this clip of someone who was homeless who has been being constantly threatened by Emil Jones, who has a long family history in politics. So they're telling this little boy, look, we can have the police pick you up and you won't be seen again. So this boy is like, look, he owed me money. He's threatened me. Let me just put it on blast. And this is what, and the account is Goofies of Chicago. This is an X account.
Right.
This is actually a really up-to-date X account of what happens in Chicago, even because goofy is it's an important word in Chicago Black country. It's like, yo,
you're
goofy
goofy.
ass,
Yeah,
you a
she's
goofy ass,
you're goofy.
so
Yeah.
goofy is actually
It's big in
powerful
Philly too.
in
It's big in
Chicago.
Philly too.
And so here is the clip of Emil Jones III, oh goofy ass, in the bed with a prostitute.
But before, was there any type of like rumors of him with homosexual activity before?
None. He always hid it. That's why I said he was always, against this publicly, against gay public. It was all, and now look, that's why I'm saying we gotta run this clip.
Is he married?
No, don't I want his ugly ass?
I mean, it could be, I'm sure some chick be like, hey, you know what I mean?
He ugly. Like this one, like one eye goes this way and one eye, like Charleston White. Like it was me having to sit in his office and lobby him for this cannabis bill.
You ain't know what side I look at him. Nigga, I'm over here. Nigga, I'm over there. Nigga, I'm over here. I'm over there.
And I don't normally talk about people, but he is part of that Chicago machine. For him to be acquitted from of those bribery charges, his father, everybody's paying off everybody. So part of me having this clip for today is we must take the Chicago Democrat machine down, and I don't care how we have to do it. And so this is, I don't really get into the riffraff, but this one right here, he's deserving of it all. Everything he's getting, he deserves it.
All right, well, let's hear from this guy. So we're going to play the video now. You may have seen this on X on Goofy's Chicago. Let's hear what this boy has to say.
What's up, y'all? My name is Polonius Hart. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And this video will be about the Senator Emil Jones. For those that don't know, he is the senator of the 14th District of Chicago, Illinois. And my backstory on him is I dated him. Just so you guys know I'm not lying about knowing him, here's a picture of me and him laid up. I done been to this man's house so many times. I know his address, everything. I'm not going to disclose that and show that, you know what I'm saying? But just know that this is all real factual, you know what I mean? Now, it's been a few months since I stopped dealing with him, and I was going to make the video months ago, but the only reason why I didn't make the video is because, like, come on now, this is a politician. He works for the government. This man done threatened me so many times. He done threatened to sue me. He done threatened to call the police on me and have them take me anywhere he wants them to take me. Just a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even know if I can speak on. You know what I mean? But now that I've got the courage and the strength to, speak out on it, I'm just going to put it all out on the table. I don't care anymore. Dealing with this man, I done seen a lot of things, heard a lot of things, you know what I mean? Things that have traumatized me. So let's get into the story on how I met this man in the first place. At the time, I was homeless and I was, going through a transition in my living situation. So I was staying with this dude. We're going to call the dude CJ, okay? So I'm staying with CJ, and CJ happens to know the senator. So CJ comes up to me one day. He's like, hey, the senator wants your number. And when he told me that, I'm just like, huh? I thought he was lying. I thought he was trolling. I'm just like, how do the senator even know about me? What senator are you talking about? Like, I don't know nothing about politics, y'all. Mind you, I know nothing about politics, politicians. So I'm just confused. So he tells me that, and I'm just like, whatever, give the man my number. So he ends up giving Emil my number. Emil texts me, and he's basically trying to offer me money to do, grown folk things with me. Disclaimer, before I ended up getting his real number, he gave me his fake number. That's what Emil does. He gives people his fake number until, I guess, you pass the test so you can get the real number. But here are the messages. So he hit me up from his fake number. He goes by Mike. That's like his fake name that he gives people. But here are the messages. Mind you, I have nowhere to stay at the time. I have no money. I'm not working at the time. So I was staying with a friend, and apparently Emil was plotting on me for like 3 weeks. Apparently the friend was sending Emil videos of me or just telling him about me. I did have like a Twitter at some point, and I used to post like little photos and stuff like that, but it was never nothing serious. But I guess the friend, him and Emil, was plotting on me the whole time. So I go to his house, you know, he tell me he's lit, you know what I'm saying? He's in that mood, so we end up doing it. And then after that, I kind of was just at his house like every day, like I damn near lived with him. It'll be nights where I like to call them Diddy parties. Like he would like to throw parties where he would invite a couple of guys over, sometimes women, you know what I'm saying, and adult things would happen. Before him, not gonna lie, I was not used to the more than one person. Like I don't do the three ways and all of that. Like I wasn't used to that. But he would tell me stuff like, yeah, if you don't do this, I'm gonna just basically replace you. Like I'm gonna just find somebody else to do it. Everybody's replaceable type shit, you know? Whenever I would refuse, like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't even know these people type. You like I'm not that type of person. Like I don't know your people, so I'm not gonna do nothing, you know, freaky with them. I don't know them. But he would tell me like, oh yeah, you're not freaky enough. So he would like to get me intoxicated. You know, we would, you know, get high, you know. And basically, I just felt taken advantage of in the end because I also helped him with his reelection campaign. I'm going around passing out flyers, putting up signs in the neighborhood. And he ended up not even paying me what he was supposed to pay me, what he agreed to pay me because I didn't want to be with him. I had basically broke it off with him because I just felt like I just didn't want to be around him anymore. Like I felt like he was using me. I felt like he was manipulative and just trying to get over. And I wasn't even gonna make a video. Like I was just gonna leave him alone, just go my separate way. But he didn't even pay me what he was supposed to pay me for standing outside in the cold for hours and hours for his reelection campaign. All because I did not want to be with this man no more. Like crazy. Like you way too old for this. You know what I mean? Like pay me. It's so much more that I can say, but I'm gonna just cut it off for now, and I'm gonna just probably make like another video because like it's hella shit, hella crazy shit that I can talk about that I've seen and been through with this man. So yeah.
Alrighty.
That's why you always pay a hoe to go.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They say you don't pay a prostitute for sex. You pay him to
You
leave.
paying them to go. You're paying them to go. And this is what you get. So I'll be expecting the Illinois General Assembly to all gather and take a vote on whether Emil should just resign because with the bribery and now the solicitation accusations, I think it's he deserves every bit of scrutiny that he gets because he's been one of the most corrupt senators in the Illinois General Assembly.
But do you really think that they're gonna like that this is enough for a resignation? It's not like he's a woman. It's not like it's Me Too. There was no rape. So because this is my thing. The reason why I initially didn't want to cover this, not because obviously because like who's this Emil guy, whatever to anybody on a national level, but it's also like I'm so sick of these hoes, male and female hoes, who come on bullshit when shit don't work out the way that you wanted to work out. You don't get the money you felt like you supposed to get that you deserve. Now you want to go putting niggas on blast and shit like that. But had he gave you the money that you wanted, you wouldn't be saying shit. So it's not like you care. You're like, this man is supposed to be a pillar of the community and he's having sex with homeless boys and shit like that. No, like you don't give a fuck about that. You're just mad because you didn't get the money that you thought you were going to get, or you didn't get the position you thought you were going to get, or you didn't get whatever. So it's just disingenuous to me. You don't really give a fuck about nothing that you're saying right now. You're just saying it just to say it, just to be popular, just to get you a couple of clicks and whatever. And it's like, I'm putting you on blast. But I mean, is this Emil guy? I mean, I haven't heard anything from, the Emil camp. Is the Emil camp, are they really pressed over this? Are they like, oh my God, it's a thing? Or are they just like, whatever?
You know what I think? I think right now it's just going to be an avalanche because that's what's happening right now. When you don't hear anything, there's going to be more. And not only that, when this boy starts naming names of other people all these people don't want to be involved in Emil shit. But this boy now knows all the conspirators. You know what I'm saying?
And I wonder too, he did mention drugs. I wonder, is he doing that meth?
What I'm saying? Here comes the drug test and so on and so forth. So it's just a matter of time. And I just know his history. I know him as a person. I know his, lack of honesty and, you know, just it was meant to happen. He thought he beat the bribery accusation, but for somebody who is a despicable politician, and I will stand and say it in his face, he's a despicable politician, and he's done nothing to further anybody in the 14th district. And he's part of that Chicago Democrat machine to where he's just a flunky sitting in a state Senate seat. And so this couldn't happen soon enough, if you ask me.
But I mean, I guess he's not married. So I mean, I just don't see how far this goes. I mean, they made, you know, Ed Buck this guy, you know what I mean, and kill him, you know what I mean? Like what happened. Remember Ed Buck, the Democrat donor who had sex with one of the male prostitutes or whatever, the young black male prostitute. He ended up giving the guy, I think, meth or something like that, and it was like too much or something, and the guy ended up dying. So it feels very much like, you know, these same type of vibes. But I mean,
yeah, I think the boy's gonna start naming names. I think he's really gonna start naming names, and I think that's
I just feel like, you know, it's honor among hoes. You know what I mean? Like hoes know they supposed to keep their mouth shut, and they know when they go and they do what they do. And I feel like you have broken the whole code for this type of thing, and I can't respect it. And then I can't respect it. I was just like, you're breaking the whole code, because all this was fine and good when you were at it and you were getting money and it was fine and well and with you. Because I mean, you could have, there are many times you could have said no. You know, when he first came over, you know, if you didn't want to do it, you'd have gone on and been homeless and been with what you've been doing. But you wanted to get that little bit of money. You wanted to get that little bit of, you know, being around him.
I think if that's the case, I think Emil broke the whole code. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to look at it, it was Emil who broke the whole code, because you promised to pay the hoe and you didn't pay the hoe. Yeah. So Emil broke the whole code. If we really want to be logistical about this, he broke it.
I mean, it gets messy, because when you have people, you know, you involve yourself in this, and you know, this is why since we talk about hoeing, there's levels to hoeing, because
there's levels
you can't deal with, you know, when you are a politician, you can't be dealing with these hoes that ain't got nothing to lose. This is why Elliot Spitzer went to the $3,100 a night, you know, high class hoes. You know what I mean? Because it's just like you're dealing
like
with
Marilyn Monroe. Like Marilyn Monroe was a high class hoe.
Right, you're dealing with some ratchet off the street. You know what I mean? This boy don't got a pot to piss in and want to throw it out of. He don't got nothing to lose, no one way or another. So of course, the first moment that he felt slighted, he's gonna run to the internet. You know, are they reporting on this in the local news in Chicago? Is this like
they are? They are.
Okay.
They are.
Okay. They are. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but that's why I said there'll be more, because there's the initial impact and then there's the avalanche effect. So, and that will come when other people have to protect other people who were involved, who are actually married or involved with someone or have businesses that they own. When that starts to happen, it's a natural avalanche. You know, he's got to go. And he's got to go before anybody else gets hurt. So
now, one thing I did say was that they need to. Oh yes, and by the way, because you know the video we posted yesterday with Laverne talking about Lizzo with the Moscato. I got some Moscato. I forgot to give this to Laverne. Got some Moscato for our birthday today. You know, because and Bart Nura is the best Moscato, the absolute best Moscato.
I don't drink Moscato.
Well, you know, I'm not really a drinker, so for me, like, you know, people who don't really like wine like that, ratchet people like me, we drink Moscato because it tastes good. I'm not like one of those people who like, I'm drinking shots. So I don't do I hardly drink. You know what I like to do.
Right.
You know what I like to do a little puff pass. That's what I like. You know, I'm not really a weed person. I'm about to puff pass. Like, now, MEG says I like Moscato. See, Moscato is popping. It's funny. I learned about Moscato because I had a friend who was a chef, and we went to like a wine bar or whatever, and I was like, you know, my ratchet ass, I was just like, I don't like wine. I'm like, I don't drink it. It tastes nasty. He was like, no, you'll like Moscato. And he got me hooked on Moscato. Ever since then, he's talking about Bart Nura. And Bart Nura is the absolute best Italian Moscato. I guess Moscato is an Italian thing. The absolute best. Okay, so we got other fans. Okay, y'all know the vibes. Okay. Okay, I didn't show that before. Yes, thank you for my birthday wish, NJ. And same thing, Moscato was good. Some say Moscato was popping. Like, come on now. But Trevian fancy. You probably like Prosecco, or you like
No,
the rare. What you like? What you
I'm
like?
drinking champagne. I'm not going to drink now. Prosecco can be used like a good Ferrari. It can be used in a mimosa, but you
Okay.
don't treat a good champagne with orange juice or juice. So, but I am a champagne drinker. I am.
Okay. What's
I
your
am.
favorite champagne? You like Vouv or you like Moet or?
Jacquesson is actually my absolute favorite, and then I'm a Lanson fan as
Okay.
well. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I had a friend put me on a Vouv, and Vouv is cool. I'm like, I don't mind a little, here and there, but I'm more of honestly, I like Moscato and I like Malibu, just real like. But what's crazy is, as much as I do like bitch drinks, I do love a gin and tonic. Gin and tonic, I
Okay,
will
so
rock with
now
a gin and tonic.
I am a Hendrix Gimlet girl. Sometimes I'll do a Monkey 47, but if I'm not drinking champagne, I am drinking gin. I sure
Monkey
am.
47. That
I'm the
sounds
old
racist.
school gimlet. I'm the old school gimlet, 1863 recipe, just gin and juice. Like the old ladies who used to play
Baby.
cards in London. That's the recipe I'm drinking. No sugar, no simple.
And MEG
Definitely.
says it's a sweet wine. Yummy. Yes, very, very yummy. And
And
thank
very,
you,
very
MEG.
sugary.
And thank you, Benster Chick 79, for the birthday wishes from me and Laverne. I appreciate it. And MEG, also, thank you so much. Who also said that champagne is nice too. And nope, only sweet drinks like Bailey's and me. I like Bailey's, Bailey's and Coke. That's one of my
Bailey's
holiday.
and coffee. Yeah.
Bailey's and coffee is good too. I do like Bailey's and coffee. So yeah, I just got these little plastic wine glasses from Walmart. I want something wasn't gonna spill. I can't get the daggone Better Homes and Gardens label off the bottom. We're gonna have to rock with those when Laverne get back. We're gonna drink this hot ass Moscato for y'all. We're gonna drink this hot ass Moscato for y'all. We're just keeping it real hood today because like it's today.
Oh, Lord mercy.
Okay, I'm just glad to be here, y'all, because I almost missed that flight. Y'all have no idea. I'm by the skin of my ass. I got on that flight today. You have no idea. No idea. Speaking of ass, have you heard about Trump's newest, racial incident out here? So, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, the do-over, which I didn't even know. I'm so like out of the loop when it comes to Trump. I mean, I love Trump, but you know what I mean. I can't pay attention to everything. But they did a White House dinner over whatever, and he did this joke about Nicki Minaj, and people are saying, did you hear about the Nicki Minaj joke at all?
I didn't.
Okay, good. Okay, so they said it. Oh, look at you. Okay. Were you wearing that tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Switch up. Did we do an outfit change?
You got to show them the outfit, Vern. Come on.
Did we
now.
do an outfit change? Okay, like chartreuse. Okay, chartreuse.
Okay. Oh, and I got some Moscato. I know you like Moscato. And I got the good kind. We about to drink this hot ass Moscato for the folk. They want to see us drink it. And I got some wine glasses too. They got ice up in here. We get some little ice up in here. Yeah, but we don't got no ice up in here, do we? Okay, well, we got to drink this hot ass Moscato for the folk.
One that'll be over in that thing. I think that thing is unclean.
Do this have the cork thing? I didn't even look because I don't got a cork thingy. I don't got a cork thingy, but anyway, so he made this joke, and supposedly the joke has like long-standing racial undertones, according to comedian Lonnie Love. So let's watch the joke, and then we'll see all the reaction from it, and you let me know whether you think this is racist. I didn't see the big deal, and Nikki actually responded herself, so we'll get to Nikki's response as well. Let's just pull up the joke here. Let's pull up a joke here. As obviously, these jokes, they're written for them. He's not like writing these.
Right.
Obviously, someone had to write this for him. All right, so let's pull up Trumpy and his joke.
But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, "Get down, get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. You believe it? Get down. She's the only one that really understood what that meant. Quite an evening. But tonight we come back together to answer that heinous attack with unwavering resolve. And every one of us here this evening to show that in America, we do not yield to political violence. We can't do that. Can't do it.
Okay, so that was a joke, right? So that was a joke. And then let's get into responses from it. So, obviously the wokies were saying that's, he said she twerks. I mean, Nicki Minaj twerks. I mean, she twerks in videos. Like, that's kind of like, that was like our thing. She doesn't do it as much anymore, but that was, very much a thing. The ass thing is a thing. So comedian Lonnie Love, who obviously is no fan of Trump, she responded to this as well. So she said, "It's a stolen classic racist shock humor riddle joke. The original was, why? Oh, let me show it on the screen for you guys. The original was, why did more black soldiers die during the Vietnam War? Because when they said get down, they started dancing." So that's the genesis of this joke. So that's supposed to be, a racist or whatever. So then Nicki Minaj responded herself, and this is what she said. She put up, Nicki Minaj like to put these little memes of like Chucky. That's like her thing. And she put up this meme of Chucky, and it says, "How I'll be looking at the president next time I see him." So, what are your thoughts? I already see some comments already. Emmy G first said, "I don't get it," but then once I showed the Lonnie Love part, she went, or he, I don't even know whether this is he or she. Emmy G, are you he or she? So we can know. Said, "Oh, well, that's not a cool joke." So, what do you think?
You know what? The president is making a joke about you at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I think that's actually a compliment. Everybody gets a joke made about it. You have whole roasts where every, celebrity or comedian will go and talk about Kevin Hart, from Snoop Dogg to you name it. And it's more of a compliment, a camaraderie thing. And I think people just try to take things so, everything that comes out of his mouth has to be racist. And now that he said about Nicki Minaj twerking and she's black and she's a rapper, I think that comes with the territory. I don't think his joke was out of bounds. And personally, if the president is making a joke about me, and it's a joke, everybody knows, or this wasn't even at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. This was after, because he was talking about the shooting, which was actually at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Well, yeah, he was talking about, he was referencing the shooting in the new one, saying that like she was talking about at the last one. Yeah.
Right. So yeah. I think it's a compliment. I don't think it's a night and evening of jokes, definitely about the American press and whomever else, and about him. People have gotten up and roasted him before he gets up there to tell his own jokes. So, I mean, I've been to the White House Correspondents' Dinner multiple times, especially under Obama. And so I think it's a compliment, to be honest. Now, the origin that Moni Love came in about the Vietnam War, all jokes are derived from somewhere, and so her response made it a tad, it brought it back full circle. But as far as the joke about Nicki Minaj, I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest.
I didn't see anything wrong with it either. I mean, when she added the extra context, it's like, okay, but even with the context, I mean, the joke is still like, it's racial, but it's like stereotypical, and jokes tend to be stereotypical. Like, that's what makes them funny. You know what I mean? When they say like, Irish people drink too much and Jews are cheap and da-da-da. Like, this just obviously there are Jews that aren't cheap. Obviously there are Irish people that don't drink, but it's just that or black people that don't steal, or black people that don't get down when we hear the music, or whatever it is. But
I don't know a Jew that's not cheap.
But it's not meant to, you know what I mean, to make like something that's so like serious out of it. And I think that if it were, I'll say this to Lonnie Love, if it were a white person that she liked, or if it were a Democrat president, or let's say if Bill Clinton made that same joke, I don't think that she would be out here railing about how racist it is. That's why I don't feel like it's necessarily genuine. It's not coming from a genuine place, because these are the same people that were totally cool with, vote for me, you ain't black. And I honestly thought that was going to inflame the blacks. I thought the blacks were going to just like, they were going to revolt. You know what I mean? So Emmy G, by the way, who is biological female, she wanted to point that out. She says, and thank you, because you need to do that.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You know what's going on, down there. Because you know it can be different things happening. So thank you so much, MEG, for that. So she says, great point. I think she was saying that to you, that you're making a great point, I'm sure. And she also says, but if black men served in the military, it's sort of, I don't know, derogatory. I mean, I get it, but I think that most jokes, all jokes have an off-color. That's what makes it funny. You know what I mean? Like the black soldiers get down. You know what I mean? Because we black folks get down, especially in the Vietnam War days, because like, you know, that's when people really were using that terminology. We about to get down. You know what I mean? That's nobody says get down anymore anyway. So I kind of feel like when I first heard President say the joke, it kind of went over my head. Like I got it, but it wasn't particularly like funny because like nobody says get down anymore. Like my mama and my grandmama say get down, but like who's saying we about to get down in 2020?
Like
no
you
one
said,
says get down.
A white person wrote that joke because black people don't say good down.
No, we don't say, and I see where it came from. I get it. And I get how it could be pushed in that lane, but I also feel like it's being made a big thing out of, because again, if the right white person that she liked would have said the joke, I don't think she would be so oh my god, you know what I mean? Like it's not genuine. We know that Lonnie Love is a Trump hater, so it's like, of course you're gonna make it and say it's racial and you know. Whatever, you know, you're gonna add that to it because that's what you do, but I just don't feel like it's coming from a truly genuine place, you know. So, I mean, I guess, but and speaking of attention in genuine places, have you heard about this girl? I wanted to show you guys. I know you heard about this girl at the Usher concert, right? This light-skinned girl.
Cheyenne.
I'm trying to find a damn video, and it's like
Gabrielle Cheyenne, I guess her name is.
I thought I saved the video yesterday for you guys because I was like super busy, but I was like, let me save this video because we're gonna probably talk about this tomorrow.
All I can say is good for her. You know,
I mean, I just
good for
her.
I have
a problem. No, I have a problem with this hoe. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't like this hoe, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad at this hoe. Because look, when you go to a concert, because I know I grew up watching, you know, Janet Jackson. You know, Janet Jackson back in like, you know, the All For You tour, and you know, I mean, it's All For You, and I think even the Rope tour. She would take a guy on stage, do a whole little Janet dance thing or whatever. And even the guy was like visibly gay. He still went crazy over it, and that's the point. Like for me, watching the show, you want to see the people fan out. You know what I mean? That's like a part of it. And this chick trying to like act like she was just so calm and cool and collective. It's like, bitch, sit your corny ass down, bitch. We ain't come here for that dumb shit. Here she go right here. We about to watch this heifer right here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Because I'm just like, bitch, like, come. This is not about you. Like, that was so whack to me. I'm sorry, that shit was whack. That shit was whack.
Look, she came to the show for Chris Brown, not Usher.
Okay, clearly, so yeah, we'll get to that too, because there's that other part. But my thing is that now that's also the stage manager people. You got to get your hoes right for the right people. Who you want to trying to dance up on? You know what I mean? Exactly. But we'll let's watch Homegirl, because she was so all that. Like, please, okay, let's watch Homegirl right now. Boo, get this boring bitch out of here. Get her out of here. Get her out of here, Sam, man. I need Sam to have a little thing like Apollo. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. Get her off the stage. Nobody wants to see that. Like, nobody wants to have
y'all might have been mad at me too. Y'all might have been mad at me too. That does the same thing.
And her is that you're you don't walk around here like you're not used to nothing. You wouldn't have gone on
Right.
stage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You would have sat your
Right.
ass down in the audience and been
Right.
demure and been like, no, I don't do things like that. You know,
Right.
I'm trapping cootie.
Right.
I'm a J6er, my love. I don't do things like that. You know what I mean? Like I have holdings in Africa, sweetie. I don't do things like that. You know what I mean? And that would have been like your thing. You know what I mean? Because you would have been on that
Right.
vibe and it would have made sense. But this girl gonna get up there, knowing what these shows are supposed to be, knowing that you're now a part of the show. You're giving the audience a show too. Because it's like 50,000 other women that would have loved to have been in that place, enamored by Usher, and you're supposed to be living for them. They've been living vicariously through you, and you go up there, don't touch me. I'm just so cute. Bitch, you ain't that fucking cute. Okay, it's cuter out here. You ain't that fucking
Right.
cute.
Now,
All that tattoo on your titties, ghetto as shit. Bitch, you ain't a man. See, I have tattoos on down my shit, but I'm a man. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, MEG. Thank you, MEG. Yep, engage or get off the stage. And it rhymes too. Engage or get off the stage. Get out of here. Like, no, but this is not your show, ma'am. This is not your show. This was so bad to me. Like, ma'am, this is not your show. You don't come up here and try to act like I'm just too good for the show and I'm just so cute. Bitch, get her out of here. Yank her up there. Get her out of here. Get her out of here.
Well, she said his breath was funky. But
I mean, I'm sure.
I just don't think that I can see her not participating and people being mad at her getting the opportunity that they would have loved and they would have played along. I get that, but we cannot, press on this girl because she didn't want to let this man have his way with her.
You should have never been up there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but you know what?
Let's have a side of the story. She was on TMZ. Actually, let's watch, before we do the TMZ video, let's pull up her messages for her. She had like all these messages or whatever where she was talking about, like, she was responding to this whole thing because of course people were upset about this and she went online to respond. Let me just pull up her
think
video.
the rule of thumb is, ladies, don't put yourself in a position where you have to end up trying to ward off a situation that you.
But it's not even a ward off because you should have never been warded on if you don't like this man. Like if you're just, I'm whatever her name is, I'm better than you and I'm better than this whole thing, then why would you even get
first of all, I think there were two people on that stage or to be on that stage. And I think that she thought that she was going to get in line and be up there with Chris Brown, and it didn't happen that way. And that's what the public saw. I don't think it's as big as what everybody's making it.
And I have something for that too, because let's look at what you said about Chris Brown. Let's look at her messages. Okay, so she has some messages up here. We talking about the girl, Vern. We talking about the girl who was on the stage with the usher and trying to act all stush. Bitch, get out of here! Like you were acting like you don't want to be.
I'm trying to figure out why we even know about this girl.
So if she didn't want to get on stage, why she want her happy ass up there?
Thank you.
You with Usher. Come on, he ain't, regardless of what he have or what he don't have, that may bite your ass. Ain't nobody like running from him. And nothing. Shit.
We didn't really go there. We're not trying to be sued, but there are rumors.
But hey,
allegedly. There are rumors that he's on the H train.
That girl did sue him and win that damn money, okay?
There are rumors he's on the H train.
Yeah.
He got his degree in HVAC.
Okay.
We'll just leave him. Got your HVAC degree.
Okay.
Not House of Virginia, not that one. The other one. The other one. MEG, you got a shout out to you, Laverne. There's Oliver. Whoop whoop. Happy birthday. And where you get that money from? You was on the pole, Laverne? Where you get that money from? You was on the pole? Not on the corner, not on the stroll. Thank you, Kilburn, for the birthday wishes.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yes.
So let's look at her messages here, because it's funny you said the thing about Chris Brown, because this is also why I'm gonna get on her ass too, because when you get into her messages. So this is the girl, this is her. She speaks out. These are her messages. She's very angry. First off, nobody is declining to go on stage. I look good as fuck. You thought I wasn't gonna let thousands of people see me? Bitch, we didn't come to see you on the big screen where you bitches will never be. My mom and I had floor seats. Their team approached us and moved us to VIP before the show even started. Pretty privileges, something you hoes will never know about. Don't say who you're going up there for. Y'all wanted me to get up there and fuck him at this point. Chat folks aren't used to anything. That's the most exciting thing that would have happened in your little ass lives. Fuck y'all disrespectfully. See? Conceited as fuck. Like, bitch, you ain't that cute, bitch. Like, I've seen cuter. You ain't all that, mama. Like, pipe down, okay?
This
Facebook
delusional.
This Facebook post is directed toward the hating hoes in my city, which she's from Chattanooga. So that's another thing. See, Trevian, she's Chattanooga pretty. Because this from New York,
that's Chattanooga pretty.
Miami. You Chattanooga pretty.
That's
Calm
Chattanooga
down, mama.
pretty.
You're Chattanooga cute. It's not that serious. Right. It's why I say it's chat folks ain't used to nothing. Y'all aren't finna bully me. Okay. Oh, I see it right here. This one.
Yeah, that's
okay. And okay.
You know we can hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, Travy, my husband told me I learned how to whisper in a helicopter surrounded by buzzsaws. That's what he always said.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, you know, I think she wanted her minutes of fame, and everybody's giving it to her.
Done. She done.
And everybody's giving it to her. So
my attitude isn't nasty until I'm provoked. Y'all aren't going to get on the internet calling me out, disrespecting me, and expect me to keep it cool. Y'all don't know me in real life. I'm quiet and keep to myself, but don't think y'all going to bully me about an experience that y'all didn't get. And then she says, this is now her mama into it. Her mama said, just so y'all know, that viral young lady, the Usher concert was her aunt was my MFN niece. We were all together. She was bad enough to be chosen. Bad meaning good, for those who don't know the slang. She was bad enough to be chosen. And that man is literally half her age. I think she meant to say that
the other way, right.
And understand, me, my daughter Bree, her mom, and her, we were all together. And after she left the stage, she had a nice conversation with his wife. There was a picture with her and Usher's wife. I don't care what anyone else would do, but at least she had enough respect for her mom, her dad, her boyfriend, brother, and child. At the end of the day, she went home to her man, he went home to his wife. So if we go home to our wives, respect for our man, then why you want to see Chris Brown? So now you want to be a virtuous woman because Usher, but Chris Brown, you would have been a hoe. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, really? Like you picking and choosing the hoishness. You know what I mean? You're picking and choosing. The aunt continued. She looked at Usher the same way Usher looked at Diddy when he tried him the first time. Oh well. What the F y'all wanted her to do? Get on stage, hump him, and burn clothes. Y'all mad about that MFR, and he wasn't even claiming our ass at first, and he really still not. Don't nobody give a fuck about y'all coulda, woulda, shoulda. Y'all mad about some shit. She saved her dignity, and why the fuck she not mad, but you MFers mad? Okay, so that's the aunt. But then we right about saving the dignity, right? Cool. Okay, saving you're dignified. Cool. All right, let's watch the video of her then on TMZ, because that's we go into what you said about Chris Brown. Where is the TMZ video? Hold on, I just saw that.
Oh, she was on TMZ?
Yeah, she's on TMZ. She's on TMZ. I just had the TMZ video. Hold on. Where is the Instagram? Yeah, she was on TMZ. I saved these things for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Here she go. Oh, can we hear it? Oh, we can't hear it.
And upgrade it to VIP. And they don't give you any instructions on who, what, when, where, or how.
They didn't tell you they were going to pull you on stage?
They told me that it was a possibility of me going on stage, but they didn't confirm that until it was closer to time for me to go on stage. And of course, you're getting to go up on stage. Why would I decline that? People are pulling the narrative that I'm in a relationship or whatever the case may be. No one can tell me the reasoning as to why I said yes to getting on stage. But you also don't know who you're going on stage for or with.
I want to kind of pick up what you put down there. You said, I didn't know who I was going to be pulled up on stage with. The way I see it, there are two people. There's Usher and there's Chris Brown. And that means that you were banking on Chris Brown and you got Usher and you would have been more into it with Chris Brown. Am I reading this right?
Me solely, I went to the concert for Chris Brown. It's nothing against Usher or anything like that, but I'm more of a Chris Brown fan than I am of Usher. So, of course, it would have been a different reaction with Chris Brown. It wouldn't have been the stiffness or whatever the internet is portraying.
So you, after what happened, some of the fans were getting on you, saying you had no business being on stage. I thought your response to them was interesting. You explained that their team approached you and moved you to VIP before the show even started, and then you said, "Pretty privileges, something you hoes will never know about."
That post specifically was directed towards my city.
Why weren't you into it?
It wasn't that I was.
So yeah, and then she said, and you heard what she said. If it wasn't Usher, if it was Chris Brown, there wouldn't have been that stiffness. Yeah, because she wanted Chris Brown stiffness. That's why with a whole ass. Listen, like, girl, like, bitch, come on, like, bitch, please, okay, please, okay. Spare me your virtual.
What's her name? Somebody, Cheyenne. I think we have given her.
Something.
We have given her enough time.
We have. I mean, her 15 minutes obviously. Oh, I mean,
we have given her too much time.
She's about to be done. She's made it to this show. She's about to be done. Oh, she's over. She's over. But I just thought that was just so crazy to me that this girl is really trying to act like she's just so much better. And it's like, at the end of the day, look, if you are going to get and you're pulled on somebody's show and you're not going to give the performance that we all want to see in the audience, or you're not going to be into it, sit your ass down. Because I bet you if Jill Scott would put me on stage or twerking her ass on me, I'd have been into it. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like I would have been on some like, oh, let me know, I'm too good for that, blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, you're on stage. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're a part of the show too. Like, that was so wacky.
Oh my God.
Pretty. Like, this is Miami. I'm in Miami right now. I lived in Miami for 3 years, and bitches like her a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? You can see that walking down.
Sure.
Ocean, you know, walking down Ocean.
Anywhere, walking anywhere.
Los Olas, even before Lauderdale, you see that. Like, it's not all that, mama. You're cute for Chattanooga. And Chattanooga got you feeling like, because you know all them country bumpkins up there.
You global. Got her feeling global.
Right. No offense. I actually like Chattanooga a lot. I've been through there a lot as a trucker, up 24 and whatever through Chattanooga. Shout out to Chattanooga, I-59, 24, 75. Shout out to the folks of Chattanooga. Chattanooga's a really pretty city, but it ain't a global powerhouse, okay? Like, it's Chattanooga. So, I mean, in Chattanooga, I'm sure all the niggas in Chattanooga is trying to, get at her. But it's like, ma'am, not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, you all right, but you all right. So there was another video that you sent me. I'm sure you're getting ready to go soon, but I want to put this video up that you sent me that was very disturbing.
This week in Black America.
I think I sent it to myself. Let me send it to myself. Things like this, I don't even be liking to talk about, but it's like, oh Jesus, why?
I think we're talking about it because I see so many people think it's funny or it's cute. They find it humorous. And it really is just another placator of where Black society is in this country and the depths of hell that we have steeped into. I think this video is a prime example.
So Trevian sent me this very disturbing video of this man. Before I go, this man he has a little girl. Let me just pull the video up here. He has a little girl, and he is giving the girl. Looks as though he's giving the girl marijuana. Let's show the video here. So yeah, you see the little girl, and he put the weed in her mouth. At least we hope it's weed. But it could be something else. Even worse.
It is so crazy because for the baby to be reacting like that, this baby is used to this abuse.
Being around.
This is really abuse. Like, the baby is now wanting it and moving and making gestures to have more. And I think whoever, if anybody knows who that is, there's really the reason that I put this clip up. If anybody knows who that man is, if you wanted to call Child Protective Services and save that baby girl, because this is that baby's probably being molested. If they're willing to do this and video it, there's some of everything going on. So really my purpose for sharing this video clip is to see if anybody knows who this man is and to try and get the police there
I'm
to try and
looking
save this little girl.
for the comments. It looks like someone had posted, and that's the other thing too, because things like this, like, y'all know I'm far from a wokey. Y'all know I'm not a wokey. Y'all know, and I hate to say what I'm about to say. But you know, when they post things like this, you already know that the people who have issues with black people, some would even say they're racist. They would get into the comments and like, see these niggers. This is what the niggers do with their kids. And yada. What do they say? The cotton wasn't worth it, or some shit like that. And it's just like, oh Lord, here we go. We have to do this right now. It's like, oh, it's so annoying. But it looks like and of course, posts like this, they attract that sort of crowd, obviously.
Right.
So someone had asked Grok in the thing, like, who is this? Grok, was this guy ever exposed, identified? Grok says, no, this is a January 2023 viral video from Nigeria. Lagos state authorities and police declared the bare-chested man wanted for reportedly forcing a lit marijuana joint into an infant's mouth while a woman filmed and laughed. He was never publicly identified by name, and no. So this happened in Africa. So for those who are saying the cotton isn't worth it, these people never got here.
Okay. Well,
I hope the little girl is trying to put out there. I didn't know they smoked weed like that in Africa. I didn't know they smoked weed like that in Africa.
They do other drugs in Africa. Like, weed is not a strong enough drug for Africans. Africans are looking to other more chemical-based drugs.
Like meth?
It's some form of something, but it had really taken over African youth for a long time.
What about opium? Is opium a big thing out there like it is in
opium you can't really get it. Like, they don't push opium in, it's too expensive for Africa. Like, poppy fields in Iran and Afghanistan.
Wait, I'm sorry, Trevor. I just saw this comment. Oh, are we gonna do trolls today? We got our first. We haven't had a troll in a long time. Are we gonna do the troll today, or are we gonna?
Well, I would love to hear from the troll.
Okay, so the troll, whoever the troll is, Captain America on X says, "How are Laverne and the sellouts doing today?" And I guess we're the sellouts. We's doing fine. We's doing fine. The white folks make sure we got nice shirts and things, and make sure that we eat snot. That we eat snot. You know what I mean? Like. These people are like, that's so ridiculous.
I thought the troll had something, and at least something to come back.
Better, like, it's so
come
corny,
on,
like,
you're gonna troll, bro. Troll.
Come on, Captain America. Gotta try a little harder than that, bro.
Yeah.
Come on,
You're gonna troll, bro.
Give me something I can feel. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Africa, do you know there's this whole AI campaign all over X that are showing African kids eating like monkeys and boiling monkeys.
I saw a video of like an African guy. Like,
so it's like there's so many of these AI videos. It didn't
look real because the monkey. Okay, you know how like you go to like Baltimore, you get like a soft shell crab and like take the whole crab and you can see it's a crab with all the buttering, like all the breading on it. It was like a monkey. A soft shell fried monkey, and it's like he's like biting the monkey like an apple. Like who does that? Like that's
so
not,
it's all
real.
AI.
Right.
It's all AI.
Really not real.
It's so embarrassing because whatever person sat down and took the time to perfect that to make it look real, it's unfortunate. These are the same type of. There's something that let's go back to this. So I hired Henry Louis Gates to do an entire bloodline history for me.
Who is that? That sounds to me. That's the guy who he does that show. The show that what's it called? Found out she owns slaves. Sonny.
Yeah. Yes. So he is one of the most relevant historians. He's a professor. He's a critical writer. So I had him go all the way back. So yesterday I was talking to him and
what he found out, you own slaves. I can see it.
Well, so found out that Hillary Clinton is my cousin. She's my fourth cousin. I found out that I come from one of the most
She's from
powerful.
Illinois, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, our family is not necessarily from Illinois. I actually
Okay.
moved to Illinois because I didn't have any family from there.
Okay.
But come to find out, everybody from Helen Keller to Mark Twain to Sam Walton to George Orwell, it was surprising to see that, to find out that this bloodline is listed in one of the 13 family bloodlines that actually are supposed to run the world. And it's a strange story because even Lyndon B. Johnson is a distant cousin. Um, it it was strange to find out. So one side, there's an African side of my family, and then there's this side that is connected to some of the biggest destructional moments in American
And is this
history.
like this other side? This is like a white side, basically, like a white side of your family.
Yeah. So the it was funny. It was funny to find out. I'm still going through all of the research and the history, and it was just crazy to find. Even Helen, I was even surprised when I found out that Helen Keller was a cousin. You know, it's not, I don't do the 23andMe thing. So I said,
Well,
you know, let me pay.
I'm sure she hadn't heard, but
She hadn't heard, right. She hadn't heard, right?
yeah.
But, you know, to have it explained to you that your life is the way that it is because all of this is in your bloodline. There was no way for you to deter from being successful because you come from one of the most powerful bloodlines in the world. And that's not just America. We're talking Mark Twain, you know, so it's not, it was really surprising to see all of that research. And that's just the notables of people that the world knows. But I'm going to keep digging into this to
How does he
see.
get this information? How does he even like know
You,
to find this?
so
Like,
there are people there, their whole life is just books of history, and they go to these huge libraries that some people don't even have access to. You have how he does it all, I'm not for certain, but even even Oprah is one of his clients. Like, this is the person you go to where you want to know your bloodline, not your
Yeah.
history. There's a
Yeah.
difference in between bloodline and history. And one of the things that he said, he's like, you don't come from the clone set. And the clone set was after the Great Reset back in the 1800s, where America was populated with white people because it was all indigenous before, and there was this great reset. And there's a book called The Cabbage Patch Kids. And he was like, look, a lot of what you see, he said, there's a reason why you never hear white people say ancestors, they say forefathers, because there's no ancestors. They can't trace anything back past the 1800s because there was a population reset. He was saying, Benjamin Franklin even wrote about it. And he's like, there's a clone white person everywhere you look. You just don't know which one is the clone.
What do you
And
mean by
he's
clone? Because it was like there's like double, like there's twins, or what do you mean by clone?
so it's called Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids. So Nikolai Tesla, there was the huge reset, this repopulation of America with white people that weren't natural white people. And he said that's that reason why there's no empathy, or there's the spirit and the soul missing. And so I told him, I said, look, I got to go and read all of this. But there's this book, Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids. And I read all night, and it talks about the World's Fair, and it talks about how they really flooded, and they don't even, like, people just started showing up at Ellis Island. They don't even know the amount of white people
Yeah.
that showed up. Into the hundreds of millions is what they're thinking, to populate America, because the white population was non-existent here. And nobody ever thinks about that. They never
That's what
think that
that's what I
far back.
always tell.
You know?
That's what I always tell all these like these wokey blacks when they're on their whole like, you know, oh well, you know, white supremacy. Wokey blacks like Captain America here who just rolled his eyes. I'm sure he sounds like a wokey black. The wokey blacks are like, America, the racism. It's like, if you're an American descendant of slaves such as I am, you were here before the white people. So like, how are you going to be underneath people that were here before you? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like,
I think everybody should. This book, I could not put it down. I'm going to continue.
Captain America.
I'm going to continue to read it. Come on,
He
Captain
says,
America.
if you relate your support for Trump is successful, you need better research. I'm quite successful because your ass here looking at me. So I'm quite successful. You're killing our show. Nobody, no, you don't have a show that anybody watches. No one knows who the fuck you are. You're here looking at. This is why I don't get about hate. Captain America people like this. You people are retarded. I never. And Trevian, do you do this? I don't watch shit from people that I don't like. Like I don't do that. Like I don't watch. Like,
I don't either.
Or I may watch like you know, just to get like the liberal, you know, to kind of know what they're whatever. But I will never sit up there and watch like Hassan Piker or some like liberal. Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, and then not only do you watch it, you go in the comment section, which we love it because it just pushes an algorithm. All that does is just push us an algorithm. So thank you. The more people come, the more you comment. Like, your hate is beautiful. I love your hate. Your hate, love it. Love your hate. Love the hate. But it's like, what do y'all feel like you're doing when you do that? Because really, all you're doing for a person like me, especially a content creator, is like, you just making my shit bigger. You giving me content. You giving
you know what I have to say about that. This is what I have to say about Mr. Captain America. Mr. Captain America is not successful because successful people would not have time to come and waste their time commenting on people who are definitely probably more successful than Captain America.
Now you got a jet. Now you got a jet. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. You look fucking dumb as shit. Bye, bitch. What the fuck you came here for looking dumb as shit? Who does that? I would never waste my time on somebody's fucking stream. I don't like and put little hate comments. Bitch, you doing nothing but creating more content. You making the show longer, and the longer the show, the more people join. So I would say a good another 10 people join since we started roasting your dumb ass. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like I just don't get people like Captain America. I don't get like Captain America. Go out here and make some money, okay? Because I'm sure your EBT check. Well, it's about to be the first. I'm sure your EBT is low. So you know what I mean. So make a little money, do a little Uber or something like that. Get your money up before your next payment comes in. You know what I mean? Because I know you out here struggling. Clearly you broke. You got a lot of fucking time. Because I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, I'm just recommending to everyone to read the book Cabbage Patch Kids. There's two different versions.
So
I'm sorry.
Is that why they named the dolls after the Cabbage Patch Kids? Because I had Cabbage Patch Kids when I was little. We loved them shits in the 80s, and like that was like
so it's more about these. I haven't read. I got through 5 chapters last night. I don't want to. Next week, I'm gonna give you the run down. But I will suggest that everybody get this book. It's on Amazon. I picked it up. I picked up 2 versions. There's one version called Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids, and the other is called the Cabbage Patch Kids. And they talk about how America was populated with clone white people into the hundreds of millions, and how they're still running around today. But and then they talk about, there's this addendum to it, how they talk about IVF and all these fertilizations and the children being born without souls and spirits, and which is why white people could watch a baby being fed to an alligator during slavery and a man pulled apart with 2 horses, because they don't have that spirit, because they're clone humans. And so I'll finish this book by next week and I'll come back.
And this guy recommended that book. The history guy recommended this book.
But it's everywhere. We just aren't privy to this information is out there.
But
And until you,
I mean, how we gonna say white folks ain't got souls? Like that's kind of like
actually,
that's some Captain America shit.
that's why I would like for everybody to go and read them. I don't want to say word for word what I've read in the 5 chapters. I'm going to recommend this book. And when I finish this book by next week, Tuesday, I might be in Shanghai, but next week, Tuesday, I'm going to run down A, B, C, D through Z on this book because there was so much backup information to back up the statements. But I'm just going to finish the book first. And then I'm going to give my own dissertation. I'm not going to believe everything because sometimes you have to take some things with a grain of salt. But if it makes sense, I'm going to mention it.
Okay, well, here's a question I have for everyone. Oh, Captain America says my Mercedes will say different. Okay, nigga got an A class, so I mean, your A class Mercedes, like, please, okay. Anyway, but since you're here, Captain America, so
Wait, Captain America, I have a driver. There's a difference.
So there you go with that. So, Captain America, this hoe trying to run again. You voting for this hoe, Captain America? You voting for this hoe? is you finna do this again? You finna watch this hoe watching crash and burn? You finna vote for her? Is you? Are you voting for her? I mean, look, Kamala Harris. This is the thing about Kamala Harris. It's obviously not going to happen for her, and she's trying her best now to like get in good with like Mondami and get in good with the left or whatever. But the thing about the left, the Democrat Party, and all the crazy wokey socialists, I kind of have a kinship with them. I think because I came from the Bernie wing, I was a burner before I was like a Trump person or whatever. So I get it. You know what I mean? I get like where they're coming from. And I think that a lot of times their methods aren't necessarily the best. I think Mondami is full of shit, but I feel like he does tend to speak to something that's real in people. Something that's real in people. Oh, Catherine, get yourself another TJ Maxx discounted Hawaiian shirt. Oh, you wish. And I love TJ Maxx. Actually, I love to save money, as most church people do. Actually, I love to save money. So you go ahead and spend on your little freaking A-class Mercedes or whatever the fuck. Anyway, and you still never said, well, you vote for this whole. Are you voting for this whole Captain America? I'm sure you are, because you sound dumb. So I'm sure you are probably voting for this dumbass hoe. But anyway, like she's getting challenged from the left, and I think that when you look at all of her shit in California, obviously all the black men she locked up, all the weed, all that stuff, whatever. And it's not really going to happen for her. And she's never going to get. The one thing I will say about those wokies on the left, as opposed to like the establishment Democrats, the wokies on the left, they do their research. They do look into it. And the thing is that it's not just about, we hate Trump. Because I think one of the reasons why they're so effective is that when you listen to them speak, because I've watched this Democrat socialist lady, she came on Fox or whatever, and she's saying, abolish the Senate. She wants to get rid of, all this stuff and make all these radical changes, which sound crazy. But the one thing that she didn't say that's refreshing from a Democrat, you don't hear her up there bitching about Trump. And I think that's why these people are so effective, because they're coming with something different. All the Democrat Party has is, we hate Trump, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. And these young people don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like they already don't like Trump. Okay, that's fine. Some of them maybe they do. But the populist message is what they want to hear. And I think Kamala is trying to like latch on to it, but I don't think it's ever going to really go anywhere because she's so establishment at this point. She's already run, twice, basically. She's already run. She already was vice president under Joe Biden. So where is this anti-establishment fervor going to be coming from for Kamala Harris? Like, do you see it working for her at all?
I think she needs to take note from Stacey Abrams and understand that it's over. I think that I'm for sure you have J.B. Pritzker throwing his hat in the ring. I'm for certain you have Rahm Emanuel throwing his hat in the ring. You'll have Gavin Newsom throwing his hat in the ring. And it's not, you've got Marco Rubio who's going to throw you. Then you've got J.D. Vance. I think she should take some cues from Stacey Abrams and take all of that campaign money that she was able to finagle from Black women and go sit down and say, hey, I was vice president of the United States. I can do Black women will hire her to come and speak, and she can make money, have speaking engagements. That's what I see for Kamala Harris if she's smart. But you can never be president when you were never elected president in the first place. You were actually put in a position. You didn't earn anything outside of that vice president position that you held. So I think she's a non-factor.
She don't know it yet.
She should have seen it, and her following should have seen it when she lost to Trump, and all of those kids were sitting down there, standing, waiting for her to come out and give her concession speech, and she said, "Fuck y'all, I'll talk to you motherfuckers tomorrow."
Hillary did the same thing. What's up with that? Is that a woman thing?
You know, it's a foolish thing. It shows it's actually
It's
a
selfish
really
thing.
bad discretionary move for women in politics when they can't come out and say, "Hey, I lost. I'm going to give my best and support the winner." You know, it's a really bad discretionary move.
What's funny, I'm not against a woman being president, actually. Like, and a lot of conservatives are, and it's funny because I remember when Hillary was running, there was a lady who worked in my doctor's office, a Black woman who I assume was a Democrat. This is in New York, who I assume was a Democrat, and she was like, "I would never vote for a woman president." She's like, "I don't think women can be president. I don't think women have a temperament for it. I am a woman." That's what she said, and she was like, "I don't feel like a woman could do this." I never felt like a woman couldn't be president. I feel like a woman could be president, and I guess it's like that's very like progressive of me or whatever. But I just think that, but like you said, her not addressing her audience, her and Hillary both not addressing their people after those people work so hard for them, it does give a bad look to women. You know, it does make people give that side eye, like, see, you can even go out there and, you know, and be a big girl and address, because all these people, they worked so hard for you. They knocked on doors, they canvassed, they gave their lives and their time to you. How dare you, in loss, you're just so angry about yourself, you not getting what you wanted, that you can't address the people that were literally your infrastructure. Like,
but
that,
I think it's worse. I think it's worse. I think it's worse than
that. They both did it.
But I think it's worse than that on Kamala's end, because Kamala knew she was, they get updates. They've got polls going on. Kamala knew she didn't have a shot. So that fake, all that, let's get Cardi out here, let's get Beyonce, let's get all these people to make it seem like we're actually winning. No, you knew way before, and you knew before Election Day. And so it was always her plan to never come out and address all of those students waiting on that campus in Atlanta, and not nobody from her team for 5-6 hours come on and say, "Hey, she's not coming out. She'll address the country tomorrow." That shows me you are not ready to be a leader, because even in defeat, a leader will take that knock on the chin and come out and still be diplomatic and show that they could have been the right leader for the country. That move alone from her let me know she was never supposed to even be sitting in the vice president chair. And so that's how I feel about
Tucker said, Tucker's been saying this lately. I've been watching the interviews lately. He was talking about, because the people, they're asking him, because, you know, people are trying to get Tucker to run for president, which, I mean, Tucker's not running for president. Tucker likes his life. He enjoys his life. Who the hell? He's not going to ruin his life by doing something like that. Although I could see myself voting for somebody like a Tucker.
I know Tucker's son's working at the White House right now.
Not anymore.
Since when?
Since maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. Ever since Trump started, ever since he started railing on the war or whatever, his son left JD Vance's thing. Maybe about 2 months ago.
You know, I actually like his son, actually.
Yeah, he Buckley. Yeah, Buckley left like 2 months ago. But one thing Tucker's been saying, which I completely agree with, when they keep asking him, like, does he want to run for president? He's saying like no or whatever. One thing that I completely agree with, he says, you know, whoever does run needs to be somebody that's willing to risk their life, meaning that they could possibly be killed for the country. Like, they could possibly be like assassinated, because that's kind of what we need at this point.
Right.
We need someone who's willing to stand up to who needs to be stood up to. And if that
Candace needs to jump her ass right on in there, because she's already facing death threats.
Nobody president either. The thing about being nobody wants to ruin their life with that shit. Like people say, I would never want to run for office. Hell no. I'll be behind. I'll be a campaign manager. I'll be a consultant, but I would never want to be the front facing. Who wants to ruin their life like that? Like that? It's like, it's not even. it's all corrupt bullshit. Number one, it's all bullshit. Even if you come in trying to do the right thing, there's going to be money, people coming in to try to fuck up your whole shit. They're going to, expose your whole life, your kid's life, your wife. They're going to ruin your family. Like, it's like, for what? You know what I mean? And you can't even really do shit because, Trump is showing us more than anything that if you are president, a lot of things the president has his hands tied on. So it's not like you become like emperor. You have like all the power in the world and it's like worth it. Not even fucking worth it at the end of the day, honestly. Like, really? Yes, being president for Trump, this is about to be controversial, I'm about to say. Being president for Trump obviously is great. He's going to be in the history books or whatever. But if Trump were never president, his life would have been just as good. It would have been just as fruitful. The man was a billionaire. He probably would have been way more well-liked if he wasn't president. You know what I mean? So he really didn't. He gained in that, okay, he's going to be in the history books or whatever, obviously, because, president of the United States, it's a big deal. Only 44 people have ever done this in the history of the world. But if you look at the whole sum total of his life, like, what has he really gained or lost from it, really? It's kind of a wash. You know what I mean? It's kind of a wash. So for most people, if you have a good life, like Tucker has a good life, good home, good family, same thing with Candace, who wants to ruin that by jumping in this ugly, disgusting political fray? No thanks. I know I wouldn't want to.
And so that cedes to Tucker's point. If it is that you really are trying to save this country, you have to be able to put your life on the line on the path of doing that. And that's just
Kamala ain't taking a bullet for no fucking body.
That's what I'm saying. Is it look nobody? She's a non-factor. She's a non-factor that they're going to use her to rally Black women behind the candidate that they're really going to get behind. Okay, so she's always been a pawn in the game, and her biggest moment was given to her by them pushing a senile man away, and they bolstered her up to something that she never earned.
And they didn't even want to do it then, but they had to because they were afraid of the female. But this is the thing about that, and I keep telling y'all that. What the thing about Jasmine Crockett, this is why I think, honestly, I feel like they're going to shaft Kamala Harris because now they can. The reason why I say it is because the Jasmine Crockett lesson, the lesson I think people didn't get from Jasmine Crockett was that you cannot win a statewide election in any state in this union running off of blackness. I'm blackity black. It don't work no more because we're outnumbered. I've said this in multiple videos. You're on my timeline. I've said this in multiple fucking videos. We are outnumbered by the Hispanics. So the Black vote as like a thing on like a statewide national level is no longer a thing. Sure, places, the Black vote counts and, obviously House seats, Senate, state Senates and things of that nature. But you're not winning a state in this union off of, I'm blackity, black, F these white folks. It's not happening. You know what I mean? It's not happening. So I think they were afraid to throw Kamala under the bus in 2024. But 28, they might look, bitch, get out the fucking way. You're not going to win and you're not fucking this up for us. Period. We want a white man. It's probably the only chance we got of fucking winning, and we're going to fucking get one. Period. Bitch, get out the fucking way. Period. Get down and lay down, ho. I think the Democrats are over her and they're done with it. I think that she's only surviving now off of name recognition. People just know her name because she was on the ballot before. But I don't think the Democrats, especially now because they're getting that challenge on their left now with the Mondami and all the DSA people, whatever, coming in, and they're the real problem. Trump's not even their problem. They love Trump in comparison to the DSA. The DSA is going to tear the Democrat Party apart. Trump can't even do half the damage the DSA is about to do, because they're getting a lot of people on their side because, again, as I said, they're speaking to real people's issues. And while Trump is sitting there sound like a dumbass talking about some, we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, and the Democrats are some, we hate Trump. The DSA is talking about we can't afford shit, where the price is going down. Now, their methods are some bullshit because, again, you can't tell me you want all this free shit with an open border. So a DSA, you're full of shit, because if you wanted all that stuff, you would say you have to close the border, get the illegals out so we can give Americans all this money and all this free health care and all this shit. It makes sense. You have both. But they are speaking to that. And unfortunately, Republicans are not speaking to it, and neither are the establishment Democrats speaking to it. So they're going to have a hard time. Kamala is the establishment. As much as they may want to make her sound like she's this cool black chick, she's not even black. She is an empty suit. She is the establishment. She is the Democrat establishment, and they're over her. They took a chance on her because they were so scared of the blacks defecting. We have the blacks defect. But at this point, the black vote is not even really a thing no more. And for those who want to say that it is, okay, then why? And okay, well, 92% of black women and 80-something% of black men all voted for one candidate. That candidate still fucking lost. What does that tell you?
You know, I think
the black vote is not moving like it used to move. Is that we don't have the power, and that on that level that we used to have, the black vote and the black contingent. That's not moving politics because we just don't have the numbers anymore. And you can thank a Democrat for that, black folks, mind you. That's not white supremacy. That's not Jim Crow. That's your Democrat Party who's replaced you now. So I hope you're realizing that and you're getting that, because that's one of the reasons why Jasmine Crockett ass lost and why they pushed out Tallarico, because they see where Texas is going. Texas is not going to, you know, bonnets and do-rags. It's very much going to sombreros and tacos. That's the direction Texas is going. The future is Hispanic. Whether you like it or not, that's just kind of what it is.
You know, I think it helps us all. I think it benefits us all to stop using terms like the left and the right and think, because that's really the game plan, to keep everybody divided, and this group over here and that group over here. We are up against the Save America Act, which is nothing more than the Patriot Act 2.0. And people out here, because they're, you know,
explain why it's bad. It's because most people, and from what I understand from looking outside, and there's always stuff underneath, obviously, isn't it? Because first of all, any bill that's not a straight up bill, any bill, and none of our bills are. Everything is pork barrel. Everything is added stuff to it. So of course we always hear about the good things. We want to, you know, we want to secure our elections. We don't want a whole bunch of voting 45 and 50 days later. And blah, blah, blah.
That is such a minute. That is such a minute part of this bill.
What's the big part? What are we not
Republicans are amazing at naming bills to seem patriotic and American, like the Patriot Act, which took all your rights and all. The government could come in now and eavesdrop on you and your homes, no warrants. The Save America Act is way more dangerous. They say, oh, okay, well, we want to close the border, or we want safe and free and fair elections. That's a page and a half of this bill. We have the biggest surveillance program in global history in this bill. And it's giving Palantir, which was awarded a 35-year contract, no bidding process, no investigation on what Palantir does. Palantir was a company that actually was started by the CIA. This is this is the holy grail of Americans have no rights. And this is the part that nobody is talking about in this bill. I will never cast a vote. I will pray, whether it's a Democrat Congress or whomever that has to stop this bill. I need Americans to just go read 40 pages of this bill. Go read 40 pages. And you have people saying, oh, you're not an American if you don't want to save America. You a motherfucking lie. You're not an American because you didn't read what was in the bill, just like every politician who's going to go vote for it. So fuck Trump and fuck that Save America Act, because it is the biggest detriment of a surveillance bill that will ever be passed on the American people in all of government history. And nobody's caring enough to read. No, everybody's like, well, we should just pass it. That tells you how dumb Americans are. Right now, we've got Congress and the Pentagon talking about merging Israel with American government. This is where we need to be. We need to grab every gun that we have and we need to be out in the street. But what do Americans do? I'm gonna order me a pizza and drink a Pepsi. You know, that's really the problem here. And I'm hoping, I'm hoping that by any means necessary, that this bill or act does not pass. Because
I don't even think it's order me a pizza, drink a Pepsi. I just think it's hating your fellow American, whether it's, you know.
And that's why I said we can't keep using terms like left and liberal. They can't beat us. But this constant division and this deployment of the left and liberal and conservative and Republican,
that's why I'm
it's
big
the plan.
I'm big on individualism, because everybody, you know, has layers. Even as we've talked here, you know, there are a lot of people that would assume that I believe certain things, you know what I mean, off of who I voted for in the past. Then what you hear is like, oh, there are layers. Like, I don't think a woman could not be president. I don't think that's a bad thing, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't necessarily get that because he's the Trump voter, so he's against women and blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody has layers. We're all individuals, and I think that as far as they want us to come together in groups, meaning that when we're in groups, we're way more manageable. So we can. That's why they're always trying to push all this slavery, Jim Crow shit on black people, because black people, a lot of us don't want to hear this, but we're a lot like white people in that black people and white people, black and white Americans, we have the same culture. Yes, there are certain little differences here, there, whatever. You're raised a black and white home, but as far as like America, we have the same culture. We watch the same football. We eat the same peanut butter and jelly. We like the same fried chicken. Because white folks like fried chicken and watermelon too. I don't know why it's like a black thing. Everybody likes fried chicken. KFC is actually bigger in China than it is here. The world loves fried chicken. So why is that like a disparaging thing? But we have so much of the same culture that they have to try to find ways to divide us because, you know, I'm always be black, white, you always going to be white. So we got to always try to take that and divide that because if we're fighting one another, then we're not looking at who is able to get the money. And we're looking at, I tend to look at these things like a political strategist as opposed to even like a regular citizen. If I'm doing a campaign, because I tend to look at it from a strategy point of view, being like a campaign manager, I want to know that, okay, this group of voters is going to do this, that group of voters is going to do that, this group does this group does this, because I want to be able to extract and know what I can do to get my person elected. So I know if I can get the blacks all on one side, I can say Jim Crow, race, Trump, which is what the Democrats do, then we don't have to actually do anything for the blacks, just make them scared of fucking Trump. You know what I mean? Then we get them on our side because they hate Trump. The same thing that white people do. A lot of these white Republicans, let's make them scared of black people in the hood. So, you know, Tyrone is your problem. They're bringing the crime and the drugs and blah, blah, blah. So now you have to hate your fellow American because it puts you in the white group. Okay, well, if we get them more scared about this, and they're going to vote for us. They just want us to be put in these little groups and categories. And I tell people all the time, we have to be ungovernable, be ungroupable, be a little bit different. Like I do lean to the right. Obviously, I voted for Trump 3 times in a row, but Trump don't own me. Trump ain't gave me no money. I'm not bought by Trump. You know what I mean? I can definitely say fuck Trump when he on some fuck shit. I can say I support him when he's on some other shit. You know what I mean? Right. We have to be unpredictable as citizens. They want us to be predictable. They want us to fit into a box because that's how they run campaigns. Because when you're in that box, we don't have to spend money on you because we already know what you want because you're in this box. And it's like we take, especially black folks, we're famous for this. We take blackness and the black story and all this other blackity black bullshit. We exalt that above everything else we need. Like schools, like healthcare, like the fact that you let 20, 30, 40 million illegals come in and replace you because we just can't let the white folks win. So the white folks don't want the illegals, so we hate them so much that we have to like be for the illegals, even though it's killing us and killing our community because we can't let Trump have a win. Like, how dumb is that? Like, you're literally taking your individual needs and throwing them to the side that you're spiting Trump. And I mean, are you really spiting Trump? Trump could be the biggest political loser in the world. He's still a fucking billionaire and you still broke at the end of the day. So who gives a shit? Like, you're not affecting Trump. But I need y'all to get that. Like, when y'all do these things and you're like, we're not gonna pass this and we're not gonna, Trump's not sitting home crying. You know, like Trump is fine. Trump is fine. Trump made $1 million today doing some shit. Probably some shit he had no business doing, probably, more than likely. But he's made it. You know, they all fucking do it. It's not just Trump, because I mean, the Obamas came and they came out fucking rich. Where did they get all this money from? The Clintons, they all fucking do it. But we're so busy concentrating on hating this person and whatever that we let it fly because it's like the game. Like politics is literally like a baseball game. Your team winning is more important than anything else. It's more important than even your own needs. Because I mean, I would initially say, yeah, sure, Save America Act. Yeah, let's pass it. Great. It'd be great for everybody. But I'm not for no whole bunch of surveillance state. Because at the end of the day, if we were going to do a Save America Act, let's make Election Day a holiday. Let's do paper ballots. Let's not have mail-in voting. Like, we can just do like a bill with that. Why are we adding all this extra pork barrel ass bullshit? And most Americans don't even know that that's how your country works. You're never voting for the bill or the thing itself. That's right. What they give you. The Democrats, like the same way you said the Republicans do the whole thing with the patriotism, Democrats come with all their flowery social justice. This is the Justice Act, and we're going to do this for the justice. And it's like, no, underneath it all.
No, it's cultural. That party is very good at cultural justice. It's no longer, social justice doesn't mean anything. It's all cultural, which is why you have all the celebrities come out. It's a funny thing because they do that so well. That
They
they
can
are
craft the narrative. The left
masters at making
Democrats
you
can craft the
feel
fuck out
good.
of narrative. Like they
You
can
know,
craft the fuck out of Democrats. I mean, the
they
Republicans not even
really
close.
can.
Democrats,
They
because even the
really
woke
can.
shit, I have to say, as much as I disagree with the woke shit, I understand being a former wokey, why wokeism is so attractive, because it feels right.
Right.
It feels right. It feels like these white people are racist and they're doing this
Yeah.
and everything has, and they can always find some root back to slavery, some type of like underlying race. And if you're around it long enough, it feels right. So I get why black folks fall into it, because if you're around it long enough, I was in it too. It feels right. Yeah, these white folks, and yeah, the racism and everything is Jim Crow, everything is slavery, but they do this on purpose. You know, it's the only thing that keeps black people in common. Think about even you and me. We have so many differences. Like you're like international in the world, you're a Muslim, you have so many different things. I am, you know what I mean? I'm, you know, from the hood, very much, you know, local, colloquial, Christian, you know what I mean? Like the black people have so many different, there are so many different types of black, but the only thing that we have in common is that slavery, racism, our history. So we got to always loop in the blacks with that, and as opposed to speaking to black people's needs or white people's individual needs, because a black person, a white person, a person in Mississippi is going to have different political needs than somebody in Michigan, even if they're both black. There's just two different societies. We have just societally different things that we need. But rather than address that as an individual, because that will make their job hard as a politician, we have to address individual needs. Who needs that? Oh, throw all the blacks together, like, okay, all you blacks, like, you know, we'll do something for the white, like, just all you vote for us blacks. Like, we don't have to think about your individual needs and who you are. You're black. So, like, you do what we say. I mean, Joe Biden told you what it was. If you're not black, you don't vote for me. He didn't say we're doing X, Y, Z, or no. They just craft a really good narrative, and it works for them, and they're really good at it. Like, Democrats are amazing. That's why anytime I would go and I would advise Republicans, it's like, get your PR game together, because we tell horrible stories. Our stories suck. We suck at storytelling. Even Trump, there's so much Trump could do better as far as like, and he's actually one of the better ones, believe it or not. He's actually one of the better Republicans, because the Republicans suck real bad. He's actually one of the better ones. He ain't even all that great at it. You know what I mean? To be able to tell the story and relate to people and be able to like push your stuff in a way that it relates to people. People can see it in their everyday lives. You know what I mean? He was kind of good with that until he wasn't.
Right. Which is now.
Which is now, unfortunately.
Which is now,
Iran can have a nuclear weapon. Every time they say that, I just want to like, oh my God, I just want to like throw up. I just want to like jump in the fucking like, nobody gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck whether Iran has a nuclear weapon or not. Like, they probably already had one already. Who gives a shit? I can't afford fucking gas. I don't care. Like, nobody actually cares about this shit. When I see him in Hegseth, all like, that's like their only refrain. Like, they keep saying it like it's gonna matter the more you say it. It's bullshit every time you say it. Like, because even now,
worry about the Save America Act. Go read 40 pages either way, front or back. Just go read 40 pages. People don't even read anymore. That's like, that's really,
you gotta pass it and know what's in it. That's what Nancy Pelosi said.
You know, it's like nobody even reads. And I'm like, you killing yourself when you don't read. You know, when you just join a cause and you don't have any idea. Like, black people take on all these causes. Oh, we stand with Ukraine. Oh, we blah, blah. No, you don't know shit about you. You can't go to a map and point to where Ukraine even is. You know, and so these are the things that I'm like, I'm looking at a lost society. And that's why all this segregation talk that's going on, I said it before, I'm cool with it. Just put me with like-minded black people. And we will be so phenomenal, y'all gonna be mad. It'll be another Oklahoma again, because y'all will be mad. Because we have a different type of I will. You know, there's a difference between I will beats IQ any day. Like people go, we're so smart, we invented this, and look, I will is gonna beat you any day. So I'm cool with it, but there's a sector of black society that is dead, and it's a large number. There's no coming back. I think the sooner that we realize that and we try to congregate like-minded black people together, that's the only way we're going to make up for this vast portion that we've lost.
White people, I have to give it to white people. White people have been doing that. White people have been had white trash forever. White people know white trash. And they don't feel a way about saying, they don't feel like, I can't disparage another white person. They're like, she's trash. And there's no problem.
They're
Whereas
gone.
a black person, we had somebody black, they could have robbed their mama, killed 4 folk, raped the child, and all types of shit. Don't talk about them because they black. I don't want to see another black man go to jail. I don't want to see another black man go to jail. No, some of these niggas need to go to jail. Sorry,
Oh,
some
look.
niggas need to be in jail.
I guess that's why I'm like, this is my back call. Successful Black people, let's get together. Let's rebuild Black society in this country. We can do it. We're already doing it individually. Let's get together and do it. And all these people, y'all need to. Why can't white people just live with white people? Y'all can. We don't have a problem with that. That is your right. But when this group of Black people get together and start rippling the country in a way that you all never imagined Black people could do, that is when y'all gonna hate us all over again. Y'all can't have it both ways.
Well,
but I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
The white town in Arkansas, I'm not against it. My only thing is if let's say I was the governor of Arkansas, I would say fine. You want to have your white town, you can. It has to be private, number one, so you can't like take over public whatever. There has to be some sort of way to be able to ensure that when you're doing, for example, you couldn't have any like public stores, meaning that like you can't have like in your white town, you can't have like a gas station or anything because these are things that are public. So you can't take public things and do your own little private.
I know black people that have gas stations. I know black people who are in the oil business.
Because you can't, because for example, let's say like you have this white town, right? And there's like an issue, there's like a water main break, whatever. We can't send like a black, water main person there and y'all be on dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be like, you can't like discriminate against them. This is an all white. No, that's what I'm saying. Like there's got to be limits. There's got to be like on certain things. Because the thing is that people do it anyway. People self-segregate anyway. They just don't make a big deal out of it and make a whole thing out of it. But I mean, if you go to, I've been all over the country as a truck driver. So like, if you go to places in like Idaho and Shelly, ain't no niggas out there. You know what I mean? And because like, we don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
Montana.
I know one black guy, Jerome. Is the only black guy in fucking Idaho.
Jerome.
Okay, like this Jerome, right? He's the only one. So like, they already do it for themselves anyway. Even black folks in the hood. In the hood, very rarely do you find, you may have like one or two white people or one white face here and there, whatever. People already kind of do self-segregate. I just think that when they make these big things on TV and make it like we're making our white, they do that on purpose to try to create problems and whatever. They want to create that kind of buzz around it. But I think people, like-minded people, do that anyway. Like for me, I like a mixed situation. I grew up in New York, you know what I mean? It's a very mixed type place. I mean, I did grow up in a black neighborhood. So I mean, I would say for a good portion of my childhood, it was very black, like, black school, black church, black, whatever. But we unless you were like the Manhattan or something like that, you see like people of other races or whatever. But I like it multicultural. Like where I currently live at in Philadelphia, I lived in an all black neighborhood and I've now since moved to a place that's a little bit more, kind of like multicultural. And I like to see a little bit of everybody. I'm not like, I'm not a hater on the people like, I can only excel amongst other black people. Like I can rock anywhere. You put me anywhere, I'm going to make it work. Now, when I move to a town in Arkansas just for white people, like would I do that? No, because I mean, obviously, like I don't go places I'm not wanted, so I don't. But there are people who would do stuff like that. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be, on some Rosa Parks shit. And it's like, why would I? If y'all want to do that, it's fine. I think that they did it. It'd be a lot of lineage, your kids and kids and whatever. But eventually, even a town like that, somebody gonna marry somebody black, get with somebody. It's going to happen anyway. But I don't think there needs to be all that hate around it. If you want to be around like-minded people or whatever, like racial people or whatever, I think that there could be set aside places for that. I personally don't need it, but I think that there can be compromises made. You just can't. You can live amongst people of your own. You just can't be outwardly racist or aggressively discriminatory toward people that are not that, because they're a part of this country too. But if you want to do that in your home, your own little private community, how they have like, a gated community, whatever, you want to do that. But I'm sure there are gated communities with nothing but white people. They didn't mean for it to be that way, but I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure of all the gated communities in the country, there's got to be one or two of them where everybody's white. It just happened to have happened. They were in Idaho, Montana, wherever the hell they are, a place where there's a lot of white people. And okay, like I don't really have an issue with that per se.
Me either. And with that, I think I have to bid you all adieu.
Yeah, we're wrapping up anyway. I want to show you guys one last video before we go. Have you seen this video of this lady in this is a Church's Chicken in Atlanta, and homegirl just helped herself. Hold on, I'm going to go back to the video. This is like hilarious. I wanted to show you guys this before we go.
Church's
How
Chicken.
do you make these go back?
I don't even hear about Church's Chicken anymore.
They got it down south, only in Atlanta.
My girl counted paid. My girl fixing her own order. The fuck I am. All right. Wait, bitch, no. Don't give me my motherfucking shit. And I'm taking my fucking history. I'm fucked up. Around this bitch. Girl. It ain't working. Got me fucked up.
If you listen.
So mama made her own order at the Church's Chicken. See, this is why the white folks want to be around us. This is why.
I don't want to be around.
I say that as a joke because I mean there's plenty of ratchet white shit out here too, but I just
but no, that's a different level of ratchet. You know what I mean? Like that's a different level of ratchet, and I don't want to be around them either. You know, and that's the great divide outside of education. Money will allow for you not to have to be around that, and you can almost forget that it exists until you go on social media.
I think the problem is that we do our delineation. We just think about like white people, about like black people and niggers. I think we don't need to make it like that. I think we do it like what people do. Have like black trash. Oh, she's black trash. She's black trash.
Trust me, I know a lot of black trash.
Because I think doing the nigger thing, it invokes the racial part of it, and it makes it like weird. And then like then there's white people that can jump on if they say it, then it becomes like a racial. But black trash. Because that's trash. That's trash behavior. That's some trash ass. Like, girl,
it's a lot. Let me just tell you, there's more trash out there than non-trash, and and which is why I'm trying to say, hey, successful black people, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to coagulate and build some shit that nobody thought black people could do in America, and there are a lot of us out here that we just haven't pulled our resources together to do it on a mass scale. And so I'm really trying to make up for the large portion of Black America that is a debt to this society. And, that's as American as I can get. I'm trying to replace all the fuck upness that's happening with something positive and beneficial to this country. So that's where this is my back call again. Successful Black people. Find me on X, find me on social media. Let's get together and build some things. I have resources. I'm sure many of you have resources. We can pool these resources and we can build a new America for Black America. Okay. And we can quash all this because in a lot of ways they are right. There's a large portion of Black America that is just trash, gutter snatch. And the only thing we can do to resolve that, because we can't fix them, they're dead. It'll be a matter of time before they eliminate themselves. But what we can do is we can build a new Black America. And that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's all about the individual. Because again, I realized a long time ago, I cannot save Black America. I can't save the whole of Black folks, but I can save me. And if I save me and you save you and you save you and you save you, then that's how Black America comes saved. But I think that we get this whole thing of like, it just becomes too insurmountable. And I think that's the point, because you can't make decisions for other people. Like, people are going to come to it and they're going to come around. Even with the, stuff that we talk about, our Black conservative, whatever, how many people have come around, since we've been around? You know what I mean? Like, they don't get it at first, but you're out there, you're talking up, they're like, okay, I get it,
And start choosing who your children marry. Don't just send your kid out here to find their soulmate. No. Start choosing who your children marry. Choose your son's wife. Choose your daughter's husband. All successful families have done this from the beginning of time.
They still do it.
Okay?
They still do it.
So Black people do not do it. Black people, unless you're somewhere in the South and you just can't go past this amount and there's only this small collection of people for you to choose from, start believing in arranged marriages. That's what breeds success. That's what breeds historical wealth. That is important.
First, you got to believe in marriage in general. So, you know that. Just saying, you know, you gotta have to believe
The
in
key
that.
is you have to believe in family.
Right.
It's not just about marriage, it's really about family. And so,
And lineage and
and bloodline.
progeny and
Exactly.
something beyond today and what I can buy today and the sneakers I can buy today and and the cheap ass A-class Benz I can buy today. Referencing.
So yeah, I believe in arranged marriages. I believe because if this gentleman comes from a good family and the wife comes from a good family, now you've merged two good families, and that just multiplies. And so I solely
So
believe
your
in it.
daughter knows what it is then.
She knows I'm choosing. I'm choosing. I'm choosing.
How she feel about that?
She's fine with it. She
Okay.
would prefer my taste to choose than her taste to choose because she says she doesn't know enough about life to make that decision on her own. And that is a smart child. I said, you know what?
Now,
I agree.
what about interracial? Because we talking a lot about black folks. Whatever. Are you have an issue with the interracial?
You know what? People might get mad at me, but I'm about to say it. I told my daughter, I said, we are not going to mix with slave blood. I said it. I said, look, there's something that's in the DNA of Black people that traces back to slavery. And it doesn't go away all the way when you have a child with a white person, or it doesn't go away. That slave DNA that's it composed itself over time. It's one of the reasons why we have such a large loss of Black society in this country, because people don't, well, slavery is over. No, there are things in Black people that trauma collects, and it builds itself in the DNA over generations. And so some of those things never go away. And so when I told, my daughter's name is Liberty, I told Liberty, I said, look, one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to mix with slave blood, because there's something in that DNA that for a certain amount of time, you're going to have to deal with the regression before you can have a progression, because there's something in that DNA. And people don't want to admit, Black people, oh, I've been successful, I can get past that. Fine, there are Black people who have gotten past that. But for the bulk of Black America, whatever has transposed itself over time within in the DNA of Black America, it remains there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to continue the legacy that I'm spending my whole life building. And I don't want anything to distract from it. And so I'm willing, and so, you know what she asked me? She goes, well, what if you find that person and he doesn't treat me well, even though he comes from this great family? I'm like, look, a lot of marriages and a lot of historical families are built on not having the perfect relationship. Marriage is not all what it's been copped up to be. It's a business. I said, and what it really turns out to be, it's the business of family. It's the business of legacy. And so that's what I'm on.
So when you say no slave, but what does that mean? That means like no Black American.
No. And that's the bigger thing. You know what? Shamika Michelle posted something today. I wanted to comment on
my
it.
baby. I love Shamika.
I had the biggest restraint. She posted one of those AI videos showing the cannibalism or the Black kids eating a monkey, and said, "Thank God for slavery." I wanted to.
That's where I seen it. That's where I seen it. I know. Okay,
I wanted to comment, and I wanted to comment and say, do you actually even know if you're from slavery, or is that just what people told you? You know, so when you just said, so what do you mean there's no black, more Black people in America weren't slaves that were slaves. And that's what y'all don't understand. Like, that's why I paid thousands of dollars to find my bloodline, because my children are African. Okay. So it's not, the more you know about yourself and the power in which you come from, the more powerful you can be. And so when Shamika Michelle posted that today, I had to have so much restraint because I doubt if she's really gone back to find out if her entire family comes from slavery. Because for the bulk of it, Black people in this country are just told they come from slavery.
And that's what I was gonna say about what you were saying about it being scientific with the DNA. I feel like it's more psychological because it's like all this is like inculcated and is taught. And what I want to do with my kids as an experiment is I'm not teaching them none of that bullshit from the womb.
It's not about teaching, but they do need to know. They do need to know. You have a lot of white people in this country who can't even trace themselves back further than the 1800s. Okay. And so they're not all knowing of who they are either. And that's what you don't hear about. It's just like, oh, white, we know where we come from. No, you don't. No, you don't. Like, again, I said, white people never say ancestors. They always say forefathers. And we know there's a line in the sand in which the word forefather starts. So that's why I just want to tell, like, you got to find out who you are. Okay. Where do you really come from? Because that is not only psychological, that's actually scientific. So that's why I did what I did. You know, like I said, found out Hillary Clinton is my fourth cousin. And it was so scary to find that out yesterday because everybody knows I was a hardcore Democrat before. I gave tons of money to Hillary. There was no other candidate that I'd given more money to and didn't even know why. One time I was at a function, the first time I gave a large sum to her, and you stand in line to meet them. And before I opened my mouth, I swear to God, this is a true story. It freaked me out a little bit, but then I felt I was enamored. Before I could say who I was, she said, I know who you are.
I know who you are. I can hear Hillary said, I know who you are.
I swear to God, this is a true story. And I stopped because I'm like, okay. And then, you know, you feel like, oh, Hillary knows who I am. But it was more than that. She actually knew who I was.
How would she know, though?
You know, this is the thing. Political candidates, if you have a real team, they do their research on everybody who's given $1 before they get there, you know? And then they have the people that are supposed to get the chance to talk to Hillary and the people they want to keep away from Hillary, you know? And so it could have been, oh, well, she's giving this amount of money. You got to talk to her. It could have been that.
Okay.
But once I found that out yesterday, I was like, that never went away from me. Not just she knew who I was because I was a donor. I didn't feel that when she said it to me. I felt something else. And it was yesterday, it was just kind of like this full circle.
That's like how people always say like all the presidents, and it kind of sounds like bullshit to me. I mean, I guess there's a way it's not, I guess, because they keep saying it, but like I said, all the presidents are like related somehow. And it's just like, okay, so like these people all kind of get chosen.
Lyndon B. Johnson is a cousin.
Whatever.
Zachary Taylor is a cousin. You know, these are all of the things that I've got. Sam Walton, Helen Keller, Mark Twain, Isaac Newton, George Orwell. You know, I'm looking at all of this yesterday and I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, girl, you come from one of the most powerful bloodlines in the world. And it's not about who your family tree is. It's really about the bloodline. What I'm learning is the bloodline is the most important element in connectivity in human beings. And so I found out more yesterday than I thought I wanted to know, but then I spent the rest of the night reading this book called The Cabbage Patch Kids. And like I said,
how does he know all this stuff though? Like, how does, I'm just be devil's advocate.
I'm gonna ask you, go back and just look at his history, look at what the massive amount of information he has access to. Everybody should actually know who Henry Louis Gates is.
I've heard of him. Like, now that you say, like, he's the guy that's always telling celebrities stuff like that, like where they came from. And again, he told Sonny that she was a slave, or she was a slave owner, or whatever, to her family, whatever. Right. But I just always wonder, like, where is he getting all this information from? Is it like, I mean, obviously it's more than like 23andMe and like, you know, Ancestry.com. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, because I found out a lot of my information I already know, because again, my family's living in the same land as in slavery. So all my people on my mother's side they're all in that one graveyard or whatever. But I did do some research on my father's side through Ancestry.com. But again, I don't like to do too much of that because they want to ask you for your stuff. I don't want to be adding my stuff. You know me in the databases. I'm not a fan of the database. I understand it's helpful, but I'm just not a fan of the databases. You know, I like to be free. It's my libertarian streak. But you know, I just there's got to be. How does he know all this stuff to know this? And then it makes such an interesting, entertaining show because there is that part of it. It's like a show. They can't make it boring. People got to watch this shit. So like, how does he know all
it's
these
the same
things?
it's the same way historians can tell you what happened in 1531 with Ponce de Leon. You know, it's not, people do make this their lives. Like, you want to be a talk show host and you're doing everything every day to get to that. This man wanted to be a lineage historian. And so you just have to respect it. But that goes back to people. So us knowing that our family does not derive through slavery at any stage in life wasn't enough for me. That is why I needed to know more. Okay, so check that box. We were slaves, but what is behind that? How did we escape that? What happened? And so that's how I came to, getting all of this information. I think everybody should be that inquisitive about who they are and where they derive, because that settles out a whole lot. There's nothing in me that's not going to be successful. I come from some of the most powerful people in the world. And so, yes, I've worked extraordinarily hard, but then that's also a DNA thing. It's a bloodline thing. That's why you have people who can't marry the Prince of Wales because the bloodline doesn't match. Like, it's always the bloodline. It's not your family tree. The bloodline is the most powerful thing because that power comes through that blood. And so when you're born into that, it's like people who've gone through generations of slavery and they have that trauma and that suppression. This is the opposite of that. These are people who were, talking about gravity and, 1984, and Helen Keller, who was sick when she was young and deaf and blind and still went on to get a PhD. Like, this is, it was very interesting to hear, to know and to learn. Yes.
And I wonder if he ever give bad news, like, oh, all your people was a bunch of fuck ups, a bunch of drunks, and you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you get bad news too? You know what I mean? Is it all just the good news? Like, are we giving away well, actually, yeah, all your people were kind of fucked up.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
fucking retards, actually,
You can't keep thinking negatively about it. Knowledge is power.
No, I just know that for every good, there's got to be, there's equilibrium in life. So for everybody, it's
You
all
find people who, families who were wiped out by a fire, those things are also there.
Yeah, for every Mark Twain writing novels, there's a Stacey Abrams writing her, erotic stuff. And I have a question for you, inquisitive. Why is it that y'all always want to come in the show when it's about to be over? Y'all are pouring in now. Now y'all want to pour in. I'm just looking at the numbers. The numbers are like going crazy. We're like at like 9. We're almost at like 1,000. We started probably like 300.
Thank you for supporting us.
And it's like, and usually like the numbers are trickling. It'll be like, 1, 2, 3. We get like 4 and 5 and 8. And it's like, y'all, we for 2 hours. What you mean? But we appreciate y'all. I just find it so funny because I find every time I do a show, I notice that like toward the end, we're about to wrap up, numbers start going crazy. It's like,
hey, we'll take you all at any time.
And I mean, there's always a replay, so you can always go back and watch the replay, of course. So we'll be back at our regularly scheduled places next week. Do a little housekeeping here. I'll be back in Philadelphia on Saturday. I do have a Saturday live show that I have not planned as of yet, but it's happening on the 1st. So we're gonna pay our rent and watch my show on Saturday at noon. I got to figure out who the hell the guest's going to be. And, we don't know. We're going to talk about to the last minute because, Trump always doing something crazy or whatever. Who only knows? So I can't even tell you what we're going to be talking about. But My new co-host today, you guys really like her, Veronica. She's great. Veronica's great. And we're going to have a show on Saturday. And of course, we'll be back, Hood Conservative next Tuesday. It'll be closer to 2. This is
and I will have finished the Cabbage Patch Kids book. I will have
yes,
finished
you can tell us more about the Cabbage Patch Kids as well on next week. So Laverne is actually out. She's left. I gave her lipstick, if you guys noticed before, because she's going out to an event for her friend Raven. You guys remember Raven? Raven's been on the show before. She's running for I think she's running for Congress down here in Florida. There's like an event or something like that. So she's out with Raven. I would have gone, but it's her birthday and I have like stuff planned, obviously. So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you so much.
When are you guys gonna get together and have some cocktails?
Well, probably. I mean, if we can do it, maybe like tomorrow or something, because tonight she had to go to this to the Raven event situation, and then I have a dinner as well, because it's her birthday. So I have a dinner as well. I used to live here, so I'm reconnecting with people or whatever. Down in Miami. But I want to thank you guys so much, all 63 of you. See, the numbers are still going. For watching. We appreciate you. We love you guys so much. And I was determined to do this show. Lord knows I went through hell and high water. This is not even the outfit. I had a whole other outfit for y'all. I had a cute outfit. I was having a whole birthday outfit. It was I had a whole vibe set up, but that Miami traffic ruined everything. It ruined. I forgot why I don't live here anymore. I forgot about the damn 95. I forgot. Think about Miami, so much water. There's only like 4 ways to go places. So if all them 4 roads is backed up, that's your ass. That's pretty much it. And I forgot that I flew into Fort Lauderdale. Big mistake. Probably shouldn't have done that. But the flight.
Yeah. Who does that?
Oh, I'm a cheapskate. I will save a dime out of anywhere. I am cheap. I'm cheap like your friends. You know what I'm talking about? I'm cheap like your friends. I am cheap.
But you know what? No, Benji, because you lose that time. You can get that money back. The time you can't get back. So you're not winning by flying into Fort Lauderdale, because you're losing time, which is the most valuable thing.
You do. I mean, had I not been doing this show today, it wouldn't have mattered. But yes, trying to wrap all this in together. Yeah, it would have. It was, but hey, we made it.
Yes.
Great show today. Actually, we had a lot of fun today. It wasn't too much politics.
That flight better been $29, because otherwise I don't understand.
Honestly, it kind of was. I booked an event. I think my flight was like $40-$50.
Okay, otherwise I don't understand.
I didn't mind paying the fee for the no ID whatever bullshit, because the flight was so cheap. I got this flight like a month ago, so like my flight, I think my flight was like $50. It was like real cheap. Like the flight was like super cheap. That's why I was mad. I was gonna miss it. I got this cheap ass fucking flight. I would have paid $4 for a flight. Got the shit $50. I don't miss this shit. So I think my flight was like $50. So yeah, it was super cheap. It was super cheap.
Y'all have fun in Miami.
We will. We miss you. I just knew you was coming.
My son's off to Yale next month, and so I had you have all of the. You have all this insurance that you have, all these different things you got just for them to go to school. So I had to get dorm insurance, emergency insurance. Like Yale will drain every fucking penny they can get out of you.
You need it, because New Haven is ghetto as hell. New Haven is ghetto as shit. Like
New Haven, Connecticut is ratchet ghetto good.
And
it is
more
so
ghetto is Bridgeport. Oh, BP? Oh, BP is the hood, baby. BP and Hartford is definitely. I'm from New York, so I know
New Haven is raggedy. Do you hear me? New Haven is raggedy.
I had a close friend who went to Yale, so I've been to Yale plenty of times. I actually spoke at Yale like years ago. I was on this like panel at Yale. This is like back in like 2009. I spoke at like a panel at Yale like forever ago. But yeah, I've been to Yale plenty of times. But yeah, the town around it, because basically they give all the tax money, everything goes into Yale. They just pour New Haven. Nobody don't give a shit about New Haven.
Nobody cares anything about New Haven.
On YouTube, these people, Roca News, they have this channel called Roca News, and they're great. They go to all these like little like small forgotten towns and cities. They do like little like half-hour documentaries on them. They did like a documentary on New Haven, like in the shadow of Yale, like seeing like the people and the neighborhoods and like the fentanyl and the drugs and whatever, all under the shadow of all these like historic like buildings or whatever. Highly recommend their channel on YouTube. It's called Roca News.
Let me go to that. Let me go check that out.
They go to like the West Virginia, like all the hollers and West Virginia, showing you how like the actual like the white poor actually live for real. They're all like in South Carolina, like the PD region. They tell stories of America that you're not going to get on the news. They do like documentary style, and they actually go there and they film and they talk to the people. They do amazing work. I'm subscribed to them on YouTube. They don't give me anything to tell you this. I've just watched a lot of YouTube stuff. There's ROCA News, Roca News. They are amazing, and their video on New Haven was like really super good. So with that, 990, we almost hit 1,000. 991. See, the numbers already going up. You know, I like to hit 1,000. I like to hit 1,000 before I go off, but we're close enough to it. So you know, again, thank you guys so much for coming out. There'll probably be anything else this week because I'm on vacation, but there will be the Saturday show. I'm gonna be just getting my ass back late Friday night, and I'm gonna make sure to get back so I can give you guys a good show on Saturday. So there will be a show on Saturday, and then we'll be back here next Tuesday on the Hood Conservative, and we hope to see you there.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
We love you. So I rushed here.
Have fun. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Trevi, for all your birthday wishes. Everybody who all the birthday wishes in the comments, thank you guys so much. We totally appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys, with that, have a good one. We out.